What's up, guys, and welcome to Clash Royale League Asia 2019 Season number 1. My name is G Clef, and with me is Paper Thin. How are you doing?
I'm great, man. I'm great. Week 5. Moving right along. I'm excited for today. We've got a lot of Japanese teams playing today, so this should be a lot of interesting stuff we're going to see.
Actually, all 4 Japanese teams in the league, FOB, GameWith, Detonation, and Ponos. So we'll get to have some Japan versus Japan action, and I believe just one Korean team, one Southeast Asia team. These are going to happen a few more times because of Group A versus Group B, which we did not really have before, but it's pretty cool to have all Japanese teams in one day.
And what's crazy is the Korean team is OP.GAMING, and the SEA team is Chaos Theory, and this might actually be like the toughest day of Clash Royale League Asia. Like, this is maybe arguably, other than maybe like one of the Japanese teams that isn't having a great season, you know, but you've got Chaos Theory, the best team out of SEA, OP.GAMING,
yes,
maybe the best team out of Korea, and then of course, you know, the 4 Japanese teams who are all very, very strong.
So in terms of the meta and how things are shifting, of course, the patch did hit a few weeks ago, and not too many changes, but we are seeing some more 3 Musketeer decks climbing on ladder and also grand challenges. Let's see if it gets to be played today, and I think we're going to see some meta movements slightly away from Royal Giants. Seen a lot more Golem in play from China just last weekend. Maybe Asia will also catch that on, as that has been the trend for the entire season.
Well, here you go. So you can see GameWith is 5-1 here on Group A, so they're going to be here. OP.GAMING is 3-3. Detonation Gaming not having the best season. They're 1-5, so they've been struggling as far as the Japanese teams go, as well as FOB.GAMING at 2-4. But FOB.GAMING has started to look better as of late, now that Jack is playing out of his mind, and that really helps them a lot. And we've got Chaos Theory at 4-2 and Ponos at 4-2. So Ponos, it looked a little dicey there for them when they were 3-2. I thought, oh boy, they didn't look good, and Mikan Boya was struggling in the 1v1s, but now it looks like they might be okay.
Well, at the last moment, he did come back, having that win against Benzer in King of the Hill. That was a big moment. I think we can start to see some changes from Ponos, which is the first match. Ponos versus OP.GAMING from Korea, second match. Detonation Gaming from Japan versus Southeast Asia. Chaos Theory and All Japan match 39. GameWith versus FOB.GAMING.
Yeah, so FOB.GAMING, you know, they have a chance here to do some damage to GameWith, get themselves up to 3-4 if they can play well, and really keep themselves in the hunt here to make it to the playoffs. Because right now they're a little bit out of it, and we're running out of time. G-Clef, things are starting to already kind of feel like we're getting towards the end.
After today, only 3 more weeks, which is 9 more regular days of play for all these teams to actually, before we go into the playoffs, so they all need to have the better match results. Here we go. We're moving straight into match number 1. OP.GAMING, the only Korean team for tonight. A big roster, and we've said before the season started, this seems like a really strong roster with a lot of big names, including Expo Master, and there's certainly some proving that from Korea.
Yeah, they are playing very well for the most part. Their 2v2s are quite good whenever they put Expo Master in, and you know, on 1v1, it's been a bit of a struggle for them at times, but 2v2 has definitely been their strong suit.
Did they change their uniform?
Yeah, they did. They got new uniforms.
Just now, right?
Yeah, I just saw these for the first time the other day for the OP.GAMING teams across the Korean leagues.
Oh, that's really nice. Looks really nice, and their opponent is Ponos. They got to grab a lot of 1v1 wins, and certainly been having some trouble in the beginning of the season, but having Raiki Jones a couple of times in 1v1, and also having Rad, I think they're really rising up slowly one by a bit. I think they eventually figured we can't just have Mikan Boya going for that 1v1 all the time. We gotta have all these players experience and have all that power going into that 1v1, because everyone's gotta go through that King of the Hill anyhow. He's ready. He's about to eat that camera.
Oh, man. You know what's funny, though, is Rad and Reiki Jones, when they've played together in the 2v2s, they're undefeated already. They're 2-0. So it kind of makes sense to maybe just stick with that. And like you were saying, let Mikan Booyah kind of do his thing. But I guess today they're going to let Kota do the 1v1 set here against Dabong TV.
Oh, yes. They're having Rad and Reiki Jones together. They do have 2-0 for that 2v2. And Mikan Booyah is sitting at the bench just in case of the King of the Hill. I think that's a good option for them. Swapping around their 1v1 roster has been the pattern for Ponos. Maybe they just want to have some more chance going into Kota, just having one set win. 2-1, not bad. Against what OP Gaming has, they're slightly getting better at 2v2. That has been a lot of their problem in the beginning of the season. Expo Master with Ho seemed like the best pair for OP Gaming right now.
Yeah, they're undefeated. They're 4-0 in 2v2 sets, 8-4 in their games. So that's really impressive. I mean, they're just absolutely on fire on those 2v2s. So let's see if they can keep that streak going here today and get that first big win in the sets that really takes a lot of pressure off your 1v1 player. And then, because it's like, well, if you lose, we're just going to the King of the Hill. Don't worry too much. 2v2 is definitely super important.
Yes, for our region, our league system, 2v2 has a lot more pressure, a lot more importance in the entire match. If you win this 1v1, and then that's the end of the match, basically. It's really different from what we have from China. And the reason why I keep bringing about China is because I'm about to tell you some freaky decks that Chinese players have been playing. They pretend like they're playing Dark Prince. They pretend like it's gonna be Giant or Golem, some pushes, and then randomly they just bring in Graveyard with Freeze on 2v2. So there has been some these surprising factors, and then you actually win with the straight up Graveyard Freeze.
That's a really common deck on the Grand Challenges. Yeah, I've seen it a bunch, and I think it probably picked up steam in China.
Yeah, it does come out from in 1v1 sometimes, but in 2v2 they use a lot more freeze compared to our region, and I think it's a good one. And also to Tesla Lava Hound has been a good pair, of course, along with the miner, sometimes even without the miner. So let's see if these two teams are going to pick that up and use it on the stage today. We have been seeing a lot more giant skeletons as well, 2v2. Times are flying. Let's see that first game.
Well, Giant Skeleton is just such a good card for 2v2 because it offers so much utility on defense. And then it forces your opponent to make sure that they can't get it, to the tower on offense, because that death damage is just too huge.
Yeah, been seen a pattern. It does come out a lot when Inferno Tower is banned.
All right, well,
a good Hawk Cycle from OP Gaming, but there is that Bomb Tower ready from Ponos.
Yep, so that's a dead Hog Rider there. He will not be able to get to the tower, but this is a little unfortunate for Ponos there. The Lumberjack gets dragged off by that Ice Golem. Earthquake coming in to try to take care of it, but
still the Rage might actually be in range to get that Golem push.
Yeah, they had the Rage spell as well.
Yeah, Reiki Jones pretty happy about that. Just getting that edge of that Rage spell from the Lumberjack.
Yeah, they ended up getting double Rage because they got the Rage spell and then they got the Lumberjack Rage drop as well. So that's a pretty nice little situation there for them. That Inferno Tower actually kind of hurting OP Gaming a little bit there because it dragged the Lumberjack back over.
I believe OP Gaming tried this Hawk Cycle last time with very similar cards and spells together.
Yep, so Skeletons and the Barb Barrel to try to deal with these double Princes. Who will get taken down with help from the Mega Minion as well. Fire Spirits there, right onto the Hog Rider, but the Earthquake comes down as well as the Hog Rider going to get a swing. Not quite, just came up short.
And compared to the opponents, they have their own Earthquake. And the real push is coming. That Hog Rider cannot be just let go. Only a E-Wizard.
So they're raging up that Golem. That defensive freeze having to be used here, but on the top right, that Hog Rider did get quite a bit of damage in. Barbarian Barrel comes in, the Golem is split apart, and they will go through that Golem. He doesn't even get to the tower.
Yeah, this Golem doesn't even do too much, because the Inferno Tower is a lot to lock into the Golem. The E-Wizard was dropped onto the Hog Rider side so that Inferno cannot be reset. I think if they had a Zap, they would have used it already, I think. They're really looking for... They gotta stop the Inferno Tower from reaching the Golem all the time.
Right, exactly. So the Earthquake's not quite enough really to get rid of that Inferno Tower before it's able to melt through whatever units coming your way. Snowball and an Earthquake make quick work of that Bomb Tower.
is on rage, super healthy, and that Princess Tower goes down quickly.
All right, this push has to work here for Ponos. The Earthquake comes out early, a Musketeer on defense. Ice Golem to try to kite some of these units. A Poison up here as well, the defensive freeze. Once again, going to slow things down here as that Lumberjack just chops away.
Oh, Lumberjack does so much damage. 10 seconds left. Ponos got to put everything to get this Princess Tower onto the bottom left. Do they have enough damage?
Lumberjack, they're going to get it. Wow.
Just in time. They ended up wasting so many spells, so OP.GAMING going to push right away.
Yep, and that Hog Rider is right onto that Princess Tower already. Quite a bit of damage done there.
And also, the King Tower is pretty severely damaged. On top side, Ponos, they gotta think about two options because there's that 2 hogs available from OP.GAMING, and 1 bomb tower might not be enough for defense.
Ooh, a predictive Earthquake, but this time no tower, no bomb tower being dropped.
No tower because they dropped Prince and Golem, not enough elixirs.
God, that freeze though, so good, allows them to get a couple extra swings in there. Defensive poison used to try to soften up these units as they come on in. The Barbarian Barrel, oh, a little too far away. Now there's a lot of units swinging away at their King Tower.
Some damage, only 1,000 left, but only the Golemites. And if this ends right here, I think OP.GAMING does have a cycle for their own Earthquake and the freeze possibly coming in right after.
Yep, an ice spirit there slows up, but the poison is enough damage there. I believe this will be game for OP.GAMING.
Even freeze for some extra damage. That's it. Hog Rider is winning out the cycle, even though Golem push has been gigantic. A good amount of Earthquake use from both sides. I like that.
Yeah, Earthquakes, you know, more and more popular because you have to have some kind of, you pretty much have to have some kind of defensive tower usually. Now, there are some decks we see in 2v2 that don't run the defensive towers, but almost all of them do these days, whether that be Bomb Tower, Inferno Tower, a lot of times both even. And then the Earthquake's a good counter to it. You'll see Lightning as well. Usually Lightning is paired more with Royal Giant type stuff because of the, you get the reset on it and everything onto the Inferno Tower. And you can also help deal with some of those single target units that are really good with dealing damage to the Royal Giant there.
It was pretty tough for Ponos to actually keep things in cycle because when they want to push, it has to be gigantic, lots of elixirs down in one single lane. When OP.GG, they're always looking for hogs on the left or right. They want to go quick with rage on the Hog Rider directly to the tower. And it was supposed to be Ponos having a hard time defending against that speed, but they made it work until the very end. It was actually a really, really close game.
Yeah, it was really, really close. OP.GAMING had a nice situation there where Ponos had to commit a ton of resources to take down that Princess Tower, and they had already done quite a bit of damage to the King Tower, as well as some to the, to the left-hand Princess Tower. So they had, like you were saying, they had a lot more options, and because Ponos had to throw so many resources into that push just to make sure they could get into overtime.
Yes, destroying that first Princess Tower on the bottom left did cost them a lot more. That might have made the difference, but that was a close game. Going for that King Tower, Ponos, they could have got it with some more power. Comes to game 2. Seen a lot of Golem pushes, even some mini P.E.K.K.A.s coming in for 2v2 to chop down that Royal Giant or the Golem or the Giant.
Yep. Yeah, mini P.E.K.K.A. For a single unit, it is the highest DPS in the game. So it's
from that
nice.
size also.
Yeah. It actually has a sneaky amount of hit points too.
Oh yeah.
It's an I think an underutilized unit in some ways in Clash Royale. At least we don't see it much in, competitive play. We've started to see it a little bit more this year, but in general, there's a lot of other units. I think people prefer the Lumberjack, and here you go, the Lumberjack Balloon and
the Ram Rider on the left side. So the Snare is not effective on the right, but the Musketeer does enough damage. Luckily for them,
the Ram Rider did get through there. Doing a little bit of damage, it looks like. Musketeer is gonna have to deal with these guards. The guard wins. And then
guards, they have shields. That's sort of unfair.
Yeah, the Musketeer, she can't carry a shield. That thing takes up both hands. It's big.
The Royal Giant has a super big cannon. Okay, a big push on the Mega Knight, right? On the spot, but the balloon actually...
It's okay. Inferno Tower will take care of it.
Great.
Now that Mega Minion can focus on that miner. It's a little bit of damage in there.
Yeah, they had the Inferno Tower this time, but do have to be careful of those giant snowball knockbacks.
All right, there's their own miner in the back. A lumberjack is placed in the back, and the miner does lock onto that lumberjack there, so no damage from that push. Great defense by Ponos.
Great prediction. Yeah, we didn't even mention the ban card until this moment.
Well,
of course, Tornado. So miner can be anywhere, basically.
I mean, when I looked at the stat sheet, like basically both of these teams are just banning Tornado every time in Season 2. So
yeah, sometimes just with that, you can expect a lot more Lava Hound to come out.
Sure.
But the trend has been going off of Lava Hound. A lot more direct pushes with the lumberjack when that's allowed.
Yep, there's that lightning. Moving some units. Musketeer coming in to help with this Mega Minion. Gonna try to get this Ram Rider in. Snowball deletes the bats and a freeze here from Ponos.
Actually catching all the way up to the Musketeer. Nicely used. Well timed by Ponos.
All right, trying to make this miner balloon push work. E-Wiz and Mega Minion make quick work of that balloon, so it is just not even able to get his death damage.
Ponos, they got some miner damage, but OP's able to do a little more with their own miner, buying this good amount of time from all the ones near the bridge.
That was quite a bit of damage from that miner there for OP.GAMING. So, 7:39 left on that top left tower. Trying to get a Prince charge going here, along with the Ram Rider, the Balloon, and the Lumberjack on the right. Trying to switch things up. There's another defensive poison here for Ponos.
Yep, that freeze is going to keep them away. Not really too much used, only Inferno Tower plus the Mega Minions, which was not even really needed from Ponos at all. Another balloon push. All they need is a drop plus the minor damage.
Yeah, a lightning, log. It's really close if another snowball is going to do it. They need just a little bit more damage on the top left, because a lightning and a log isn't enough.
Lightning log,
you do lightning poison.
Snowball might be enough.
Yeah.
It'll be really close, but they're still on the push. There was that lightning poison, but the balloon, it goes overtime. It finishes at the same exact time, and we are going for that second crown. This does not happen too many times.
Oh my God, are you serious? This is crazy.
It was
Look at this
destroyed
King
at
Tower.
the exact same time.
Oh my God, that King Tower is getting torn apart. They're just trying to push in. Ponos committing everything they have.
234.
Oh my God.
And the miner's on it.
The miner gets a hit. That's it. The fireball's going to do it.
Ponos. We have to take a replay on the players, because all 4 players thought they had a chance and won, and they let their fingers go off the device. And then they quickly came back right after.
That's crazy. I don't know if I've ever seen
this
that.
Is the first time happened in Asia in years.
Yeah.
In years of 1v1 plus 2v1 history, 2v2 history.
Wow. Let's see this. This is like the most excited I've been for a replay ever. All right, so good defense. It was a lot of the miners doing most of the damage here.
Yeah, just skip through this part.
Yeah, we don't.
We're just waiting for that zero. We're just waiting for that overtime mark.
There. Okay. We're getting close. Come on now. We don't need any of this.
No. Oh, we do. They got a lot of chip damage. OP.GAMING. They had a big comeback with this miner.
Yes.
And then, fast forward just a little bit more. Okay, here we go.
Okay. Oh, okay. Mega Minion gets a swipe in there.
So we had the lightning damage going on top left Princess with the poison.
Right.
So that was about to finish it, but the balloon with the guards at the bottom.
Oh my God.
Exactly at the same time.
That is crazy.
And the balloon survived for such a long time that the King Tower went down to 234.
I can't even right now. I can't even. That's just, wow.
Just the gameplay is insane, but I believe all 4 players let their fingers off.
I mean, I was looking at Reiki Jones right away, because I thought they had it just barely because of that balloon. Wow. Okay, well, going into game number 3, either team could definitely take this. I like the use of the freeze here. It's won both games.
And defensive freeze, offensive freeze, whenever you need it. You can just bring it down.
Well, let's see what they want to do.
I'm pretty sure OP.GAMING is quite frustrated about the result, because they, for sure, okay, we have lightning poison, we won this game, there's no way of losing. And then they ended up losing because of that Princess Tower just breaking down at the same time.
Yep, okay, they're trying the Ram Rider push here, that lightning
already.
In there. Ram Rider's gonna get another hit. It's a lot of damage.
And another hit. Down to 940 seconds of the game.
Now, can they defend on the bottom left here? That Golem's still pretty healthy. That Prince is as well.
Oh, the rage!
It's raged. Okay, the Princes do lock onto each other, but I think when that Golemite goes, that Prince, oh, he's okay. He's still got a little bit left.
Oh, even pushing a little more with that log. Prince does go down Lumberjack, but the bats do just enough damage for defense on OP.GAMING.
Pretty even trade.
Wow, both teams going super aggressive after what happened.
Yeah, that was almost an identically even trade. They're both at about the same amount of elixir. The towers are, well, there's 100, 150 more for
49.
Okay, okay. You know what I mean?
Yes. Oh, Bomb Tower as a defense, nice. Against the Ram Rider, should be okay every single time.
Yep, nothing else to back up the Ram Rider there. Baby Dragon over in the left lane. Now we've got this Golem Prince push coming from Ponos again. The Baby Dragon their own. The Earthquake immediately down.
Yeah, double. That was almost. That was double Earthquake to take that Inferno down all the way.
There's that Mega Knight again coming in here to help deal with this, but that is a dead Princess Tower.
Yeah, with just the poison damage.
All right.
Let's see, OP's got to push on to the other side if they want to continue to be in this game.
Yep. Fire Spirits once again. Ponos really liking these Fire Spirits here today. Sneaky good unit, I think.
Furnace also good, but against all those spells,
yeah.
Furnace ends up just going down anyhow, so Fire Spirit quicker in cycle too. So
yeah.
Ponos, they just got that tower down, but they wanted to set up for their own big golden push.
Yep, okay, the Ram Rider gets chopped up by the Lumberjack.
Oh, sneaky.
Wow.
Inferno all the way across the bridge.
That is a really
Was that the right question, right answer, right position? Let's see.
I don't
Placement
know.
is a little too far.
I don't know.
Good spawn damage from the Mega Knight.
Yeah, it gets rid of a lot of stuff there. The Prince coming in. The Golemites are only going to get a little bit of damage. Not too much here. Now they have to drop some bats to distract this Baby Dragon and the Mega Minion. The Baby Dragon is going to get a couple shots in, though.
Yeah, OP.GAMING, I think they were really concerned about those Earthquake doing the damage to the tower and the Inferno Tower. So they just want to remove it away from it as far as possible.
Yeah.
That's the line of thinking they had.
I think that's fine, but this one's definitely within Earthquake range. Double Earthquake as well.
Yeah, they knew that this was going to come anyhow.
Yeah.
The Inferno
now,
Tower's gone.
This is a problem. A raged up Golem. What kind of answer do
No
you have?
other building.
You don't have enough DPS.
Even the Lumberjack is on it.
Oh, that's it.
That's it, Ponos. Their gigantic push, trying Golem back again and again, and they have done it. And look how happy they are.
3-0 for them in their 2v2 sets, and that is the first loss that Expo Master and Ho have suffered together.
I think losing that second game did hit that mentally. It's like, to be honest, it's gotta hit. It's gotta hit your brain somewhat. You think you win, you think you won the game, but to lose like that doesn't really feel good. And to play another game right after, it's gotta be hard.
Yeah, and well, I think what's interesting is like they both, even though they both thought they won, they both kind of threw their hands up. Like you're saying, the mentality of Ponos was, oh, it's still fun. Like they still have smiles on their face because they appreciate the insanity of the moment. Whereas like Expo Master and Ho are kind of like, oh really? Like we got to do this now? We thought we had this. So I think that plays a little bit into it actually.
Yeah, I think through the highlight of the first set, we may have that moment again. This is the very first game where Ponos tried the golden push. And OP.GAMING with the quicker cycle with the Hogs, they ended up getting the first game. Yeah, lots of frees already.
Well, I think I'm surprised, like, in the last game that they didn't go back to the freeze well. Did, OP.GAMING, like, they stuck with that same Mega Knight, Ram Rider type stuff that tied. Oh my god.
You see, all Force players are like, yeah, I won! Oh, wait.
Oh my god. That was nuts. Fireball to finish that one. That's game number 2. Game number 3, though, I don't know. It's just OP.GAMING just kind of wanted to do the exact same thing, and its Mega Knight is nice, but against like a Golem, the DPS is just so significantly lower.
They also have a Prince and a few other spells, and also Inferno Tower that might be okay, but the main problem was that double Earthquake that Ponos has brought. And it was really making it hard to put that Inferno Tower. Even look at that, away from that tower. That is pretty far away from the tower.
Right. Well, it's with the Mega Knight. It's like, let's say, because I'm thinking you could pretty much easily exchange the P.E.K.K.A. in this like 2v2 situation.
And also, if you can make the enemy units clumped up with that Mega Knight spawn damage, you can actually do a lot.
Well, right. It's kind of a rock paper scissors thing. What do you think your opponent's gonna bring? Are they gonna bring, you know, the Golem or something really heavy? Then you rather have P.E.K.K.A. But if they're gonna like bring a cycle deck, I think you'd rather have Mega Knight because that has a lot more, you know, fodder for the Mega Knight to do his AOE damage.
Yeah,
too.
even for lots of 1v1, it was either P.E.K.K.A. with Dark Prince or it's just Prince with the Mega Knight. So you gotta have some area damage like that. I think that was a sacrifice they were willing to make in that 2v2. Let's move on. Ponos takes first set, off to the second set of the match. 1v1 here though. Dabong having some nice special massage treatment there.
And did you see the graphics that I'm trying to stop my team's losing streak?
Really?
Yes.
Did it really say that?
Yes.
Gosh!
And the winning streak is in the kid's hands. So there's like the opposite here, like throwing some shade at OP.GAMING.
Burn! But Kota, of course, does have a pretty nice result. As I remember, not really playing too many in sets, only one set. But even King of the Hills, he was actually carrying the team a few times.
Yeah, he's 3-3 in King of the Hill, so I mean he beat Dexter's and of Chaos Theory, and he also beat Malenton from Kicks. So he's not bad, and he won his one set against Alpha. So now he's got to go up against Dabong TV. Has Dabong played a one? I don't think he's played a 1v1 yet, right? He's just King of the Hill. Yeah, just King of the Hill.
And he was basically in bench, helping out the teammates, just cheering them on all the time. So we've got some interesting decks, and this is not one of them. Okay, Balloon Cycle coming straight down from Kota.
Yep.
Spawner deck from Dabong TV.
Yeah,
we have not seen this one for a long time.
It did get a drop though.
Yeah, Lumberjack Rage. Yeah, really good start for Kota.
This is an old school deck here, maybe. We'll see what else comes out with this Goblin Hut. That Barbarian gets a few extra swings in as well, so it looks like Dabong TV is happy to let this go. This is an interesting Royal Giant take. The Furnace makes sense. The Goblin Hut's pretty unique.
With the Goblin Hut, there are even sometimes Barbarians in this one.
Sure.
With the Royal Giants.
Sure.
And it's not the first time it has been used.
With Musketeer, yeah, it definitely makes you think there might be some Barbarians there as well.
Yeah, but the cycle from Kota will be the tough one to answer. Not even going to spend the balloon this time. Yeah, because Kota does want to focus on the left side. Yeah, not the right side.
Okay, another balloon coming in. It gets distracted by the Furnace. Snowball coming in to slow up all the buildings here, but that is going to be a dead balloon.
Yeah, even if that balloon didn't do direct damage to Princess Tower, it got the Furnace down, plus the rest of the HP from the Goblin Hut, which I think it's a fair trade for Kota. And he only has to cycle through a few more, get that 343, of course, without a big spell in his hand. Might be tough if Dabong's able to have perfect defense like that.
Right, that's going to be the real question here for Dabong. He has to play extremely good defense now, unless he can have a good push here. And a lot coming in for that Royal Giant, but the Lightning deleting a lot of the defensive units here. A Snowball as well. It's going to get one shot off, just one shot. There are those Barbarians coming in, trying to just get something to go. They're going to take a little bit of damage. Oh, the Barbarian barrel comes down as well, and that erases a lot of the Barbarians.
Yeah, Bats on top. This will be a little tougher.
Ooh. One more shot.
One more does fire right before it goes down.
Okay, now this is really difficult for Kota because he has to make that push on the left work.
And Dabong knows that it's coming. It has to be on the left with the Lumberjack, with the balloon.
Oh, but there you go. Just in time,
Good
he got the Goblin Hut down. And that drags it into range of the Musketeer as well. Now it's just a Lightning here.
Exactly.
For Dabong.
And he's waiting for that spell. Well done. Kota had some chances, but without that big, heavy spell. Unable to finish, but instead, Dabong pushing all the way. Some style, man, there.
Yeah, well, that's when you play a deck like the Lumberjack Balloon deck, you know, the whole idea is to catch your opponent completely off guard or without the right cards in their hands, because they, you know, it's either the beginning of the game and they just got unlucky with what's in their hand. I see that that happens from time to time, and you just don't have the right answer.
Sort of, because having this kind of Royal Giants, not because of it, but it's going to be a factor of the Electro Wizard ban, because we do see Electro Wizard a lot of times along with that Royal Giant.
Right.
And there are lots of variations within the other cards. Of course, the core would be just Furnace Royal Giant, Lightning, of course.
Yeah, Mega Minion is usually in there as well with those Royal Giant decks. Not always, but usually.
Yeah, Musketeer and the Baby Dragon can go back and forth. Sometimes a Barbarian, sometimes another spell. So there are lots of variety of cards to be in it.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of different stuff come out being built around the Royal Giant these days. And that's pretty fun. I like that a lot. I'm glad the card is definitely viable again. It adds a lot more diversity to the type of stuff you see in competitive Clash Royale. I know a lot of people out there think the card's cancer, but
it's really fun. It's really cool that Dabong was actually pushing for Barbarians, and then saying, okay, you gotta use some spells, Barbarian Barrel and all that area damage spells against my Barbarians, and then having that Royal Giant, making sure it connects a lot of shots. That was pretty smart in Cycle. He knew the remaining set of cards from Kota.
Yeah. Well,
and he knew that he was at least going to connect a lot of shots.
And the problem with Kota's deck when he's trying to defend against the Royal Giant is you want the Lumberjack in there and other stuff like that that have really high DPS. The problem is that the Lightning eradicates most of the units that he had available, other than bats.
Yeah, continuing from that point, Dabong was also pushing towards the right side, and then when he has to defend with Lumberjack, he can't really have the Rage with the Balloon pairing up because he wants that attack onto left.
Right, that's true.
So lots of these setups or the pairs from Kota that are needed for his own push was getting destroyed by Dabong's push.
Yeah.
So all these mind games and how these decks worked, pretty cool to see. But only one game, Dabong's leading 1-0. Let's take a look at game 2.
All right, let's see how they're going to change this up. Of course, we didn't really get to talk about the bans too much. The Miner and the Electro Wizard gone. Electro Wizard, I think that's the first time we've seen it banned in this season. There's that Golem. And Archers from Kota.
Yes, we've been seeing a lot more Golem decks with Lightning. Let's see if Dabong has brought that deck to Asia here.
Dark Prince, not the best at defending Hog Rider.
Yeah, not directly.
Yep.
Yep, Dabong, great read. He knew that Inferno Tower was going to come out. That's the Hog Valkyrie deck from Kota.
Right. So probably usually we see Earthquake paired with this as well, but just still enough damage with that Inferno Tower to break it up into the Golemites. The Golemites are going to get one punch each. I think that's it, and then their death damage.
Yeah, Kota can have Earthquake or Poison, or some changes in the spells at the end, but Dabong, he has to break into that Inferno Tower.
Yeah.
If he has that Lightning, which is the really trendy one right now, it won't be as big as a problem into the later part of the game when the 2 Elixir hits.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's what you're waiting for with that. Okay. Ooh. There's the Tornado. Dragging the Hog Rider back, so only getting the snowball damage this time. The Bats coming in to help soften up that Dark Prince. So he is also kited by the Valkyrie. Mega Minion coming in here. So, I mean, as Dabong, you're just kind of trying to buy time until 2x. You know, you're going to get ready for your Golem push here in a second, as soon as we hit the 1 minute mark.
He's got to be ready with those quick hogs jumping across the river, going straight to Princess Tower.
Right, okay, there's some bats coming up behind this. Good Tornado to activate his King Tower here.
A big help in Dabong's defense from now on.
All right, so I think Dabong's about to drop the Golem here. There it is. Oh no, I'm sorry. Excuse me. That's an Electro Dragon. That is not a Golem.
Yeah, because Electro Wizard is actually banned.
Right.
Yeah, instead of having the lightning, you need some kind of zap to stun for that Inferno Tower. Dragon's gonna be the one.
Yeah, I thought for sure he was gonna give us the gold, but surprised me.
Yeah, he was waiting for some time, but there was a big push coming. He had to drop something.
Right.
Hog onto the right side. Leave another tornado cycle is back, but Hog Rider is all the way onto the right. He's got a big push on the left.
Oh no, that Lumberjack is just
200.
chewing away.
200.
That's going to be it. Dabong TV takes game number 2 and set number 2 to force a King of the Hill here.
Clean game.
Yeah.
I think this meta is really cool, how players can actually bring either Zap, Lightning Spell, Electro Wizard, or Electro Dragon. You can just choose and make sure you just have it's not too heavy, too light, and you just gotta make it work with the cycle.
Yeah. Well, I think, yeah, it's really interesting. I think this is a smart choice by Dabong to not really go back into that Golem well, because you have the Inferno Tower. There's really good defense available against that Golem. So committing that much resource to a push just wasn't necessary. He knew that he could, outcycle Kota and end up, beating him without even needing the Golem.
Yeah, exactly. If he has something like Lightning or Zap, it's easier to stop that Inferno Tower whenever you want. But having the Electro Dragon, it's a lot harder. Usually, it doesn't really. Sometimes it gets to the Inferno Tower, but
the range is just
yeah, even if it gets to the tower, it doesn't really help too many times, and you can't really time the attack all the time.
Yeah, and the range on the Electro Dragon's attack is just so short.
Yeah, so because of that, saving his Golem was going to be tough. Dabong just making the right choice, locking that Golem card after the first set of push, making sure all the smaller units, the Lumberjack, Mega Minion, Baby Dragon, fly all the way to the top.
Right. I mean, the bounce range is really good on the Electro Dragon. It's the initial attack range that's really short. It's only like a square or two.
And it's really slow too.
Yeah.
So it can actually be dragged and be killed off by a lot of other units. And there were archers. So good games called. 1-1 tied in set score. Now we move into King of the Hill. Bans our Electro Wizard once again.
Same bands. It almost feels like that OP.GAMING wants to run heavier stuff.
That can be totally true.
Yeah.
As maybe they are really. There's a few others. Either you really feel confident about the Tornado Ice Wizard. There are some slowing moments.
Right.
If the opponent bends the Tornado, then they can't use that. And when you practice with the Electro Dragon, there can be some method.
Yeah, because the E-Wizard really slows up stuff like Royal Giant and Golem and P.E.K.K.A. and that kind of thing. And that's what we saw from Dabong TV, right? He ran Royal Giant and Golem. And so this kind of, I think, I wouldn't be too surprised if we see something somewhat similar here from Dabong. But to wait and see what he wants to do. We can see your sheet, Dabong.
Somewhat there. Of course, we had somewhat number of cycles. Hog cycle with Earthquake, some barrels, really quick ones. The balloons, of course, are in the meta, but to counter that, there are lots of Golem, big setup pushes.
Yeah, I mean, I could see you wanting to run a balloon deck, and I think that's kind of maybe what Kota was thinking in the last game. He thought, okay, you don't have Electro Wizard, that's one of the better counters to the balloon. Well, I'm going to try it.
Yeah, single Electro Wizard dropped on top really quickly. It does get the balloon down before it reaches the tower. The problem is that Lumberjack, along with that balloon, but of course you're going to have something else to tank those, like the Ice Golem, maybe to buy some time.
Right. Well, all right. It'll be Reiki Jones for Ponos here, who always has a smile on his face here in Clash Royale League Asia.
Really happy about that 2v2 win earlier today. He's got to face 1v1 though. Is he ready? Reiki Jones from Ponos, up on top in red. Dabong TV from OP.GAMING in blue bottom.
All right. They're going to wait just a little bit. Okay, there's another Furnace from Dabong. And last time we saw a Furnace, we saw a Royal Giant. Will that be what Dabong wants to do here? And Reiki Jones as well. Well.
That one's furnace took a lot more damage.
Yep, there it is. All right, now we're just gonna see.
Yeah,
Okay.
Barbarians from Mikey Jones.
Yep, make quick work
Uh-huh.
for Royal Giant. We're gonna get
Usually just one shot from the Royal Giant against Barbarians. If it's slowed down from the snowball, not even a single shot to the Princess Tower.
And that furnace will tank a couple shots as well. So
let's see how both players break the cycle and go across the bridge.
oh, that's really nice damage there for Dabong.
Mm-hmm.
Getting those couple Musketeer shots is actually kind of a big deal.
Reggie Jones bringing that Royal Giant all the way from that King Tower.
This is going to be a mirror. Did they bring the exact same deck? I'm waiting to see if Dabong drops the
Barbarians.
I was just about to say it.
Well, we're waiting for the Goblin Hut or not.
Yeah.
A few others.
Yeah, there's a couple other options you can run behind all this.
There's only two. Of course, Musketeer placed all the way onto the right, not in range. Yeah, but Reggie Jones not really happy because he took the lightning damage when Dabong did not take any from the Royal Giant.
Right.
By sacrificing the furnace right before that.
Reiki's going to try to set up a big push here. It looks like, I just saw the hand. It looks like it is the Goblin Hut here for Dabong TV. Sometimes you'll see another spell instead of the Goblin Hut. Fireball, or, well, if it's not with lightning, but if, you know, if it's like, if it's zap instead, you can have Fireball. I've seen that variant.
Snowball's also a good variant with lightning.
Yep.
And lots of ground troops. It's deleted by that Barbarian Barrel.
Alright, decent little push coming in here with the Mega Minion, helping out the Royal Giant here.
This Royal Giant will get a couple of hits.
Two hits. Alright, let's see what Dabong's answer is. He's not willing to bridge spam.
Just the lightning.
Yep.
And Reggie Jones is considering pushing all the way. Furnace is out. And Reggie Jones holding on to that lightning for a little longer time.
That's a very healthy Furnace there for Reiki Jones, and now he's going to get an advantage in that little Furnace exchange. Okay, the Royal Giant does come down in time to absorb the Furnace, the Fire Spirits.
If Dabong waits, he's going to be lightning with all of his units in defense. But he's going in first.
Yep, okay. Trying to set up a big push behind this Royal Giant. Another Furnace comes down, and a lot of damage being done to those Barbarians by the Fire Spirits and the Barbarian Barrel. Great defense from Dabong TV.
Another Goblin Hut.
Barbarians as well. They're going to make short work of that Royal Giant. Doesn't even get to finish off the Goblin Hut. So this is looking pretty good for Dabong TV. Reiki Jones is going to have to find some way to get these Psychos more in his favor.
So what both players are looking for is getting big value from those Fire Spirits, hitting onto many different Barbarians. Okay, Dabong TV. Dabong is in that range of a single lightning spell now.
Yep. Just got to cycle into the last lightning spell. Defend this push.
That snowball to get the Fire Spirits for the Barbarians, but Dabong's got his own Barbarians. And I believe we have the cycle for lightning very soon from Dabong.
Yep. Should be coming pretty soon. Looks like he's about to get to the elixir he needs. If he's got it in his hand. Okay. Good Barbarian timing.
Reggie Jones waiting for that time, placing it right next to the tower.
I was just about to say, all right, well, he's got to wait until the Barbarians are gone.
So Dabong has to really go in through with that Royal Giant.
Yeah.
Good defense.
One shot, though. Okay, he's going to try it with the Royal Giant now. Furnace immediately comes down here. I think he's going to have to drop the Barbarians again really soon. Yep, wasn't there in time. Dabong takes the first game. Not quite a mirror matchup there. Just a snowball instead of a Goblin Hut.
Trying to find reasons where Dabong had better in cycle compared to Reiki Jones. And there were a few better Fire Spirits and lightning movements, and also Dabong having the first lightning to actually do damage. He kept on having the offensive lightning a lot more. also willing to not use the Royal Giant, but have perfect defense so that he could use that lightning instead.
Well, and he got the Musketeer to get through and do a little extra damage.
Oh,
up there
that
as
too.
well.
2 shots.
Yeah, that's actually quite a big deal in this situation. Just a little bit better timing, and I think he got a lot of value out of the Goblin Hut as well. It a couple times defended, you know, the Royal Giant shot, so he has a little extra defense against the Royal Giant shooting. And then he also has the Spear Goblins, which can do damage to the Mega Minions.
Yep. This was a pretty amazing moment. 3 barbs to get that lightning damage instead of the tower, which means that when Raikid Jones has to defend against the Royal Giant, then he doesn't have all 5 Barbarians to actually have that defense. So even though he bought that amount of time, he was in trouble still.
Right. It's just you're trying to stop the bleeding, but it just isn't enough. Just isn't enough. All right. Mikan Booya going second today for Ponos. So he's not their anchor. Usually we get to see Mikan Booya last for Ponos, but he's coming in here second for them. They're saving Kota for last, and now that's 3 games in a row here for Dabong TV. Is he going to try to pull a Jack? Give us 5 in a row?
5-0, possible. We've seen Golem, we've seen Royal Giant. Could be hiding a few others in Quick Cycle, but Dabong TV has been known as a Golem player years before. And I think it really shows in this heavy type of decks. He can outcycle, outplay a very similar deck. And it's a meta of Royal Giant. If you do know how to beat your opponent with Royal Giant with a few different cards, I think you're really having the upper hand in the meta right now.
Yeah, definitely. It's a very there's a lot of versatility that can be put behind the Royal Giant these days. And I think honestly, like, I think Ponos kind of maybe in my opinion, made a bit of a strategic error by banning the Miner, because I think they have a lot of players who are really good with the Miner, especially Mikan Booya. And I mean, I guess I get why that maybe, you know, with the other players who were playing the 1v1, you had Kota playing the 1v1, and then if you go to the King of the Hill, it's just one time that you know, maybe one time you have Mikan Booya out there. But I think Ponos in general and a lot of the Japanese teams are really good at Miner play, and I think that they maybe might have outthought themselves a little bit here.
Yeah, they're a lot of players are good with a lot of different decks, but what they showed on stage more than the other decks is, of course, Miner Poison with lots of Prince along with that Miner.
Right, and Mikan Booya's like best deck that he's known for is Miner Balloon, so it's a little surprising to me.
Well, that's not the only deck this player can play. Certainly, we know that for
of
sure.
course.
But Dabong, let's see, because I think we're about to see some changes of Mikan Booya just knowing all the decks of what he played for 1v1 or 3 games in a row. I think he's got to change. And we've got Mikan Booya on top from Ponos. Second game in King of the Hill.
If I'm Mikan Booya, I'm considering, you know, something heavy as well, maybe, or something like P.E.K.K.A. to deal with the Golem or the Royal Giant, but Ice Wizard. This could be like the Ice Wizard Tornado, Royal Giant kind of thing. Sometimes we see that. Oh, Knight.
And a Knight.
Last time we saw these two together, it was an Expo variant, but
Expo variant when Ice Golem was banned.
yeah.
But this time Ice Golem is allowed. So
Right.
we might be seeing something different.
Yeah, I don't think it is. Not with a baby dragon.
See, Mikan Booya is willing to go basically head to head. If you're going to bring that RG once again, I've got RG too.
Oh, I think this might be the Golem. Or not the Golem, excuse me. The Graveyard.
Usually, that's what it comes down to.
All right, well, that's... The Ice Wizard gets taken out by that Barbarian Barrel, so you're going to get one shot. Just one shot. Okay. Out of the Royal Giant. Not too bad.
Dabong even had the Mega Minion there. You can delete it by Mega Minion from Mikan Booya. So good amount of damage. No real big damage from Dabong. Except for that Furnace now.
Yep. Using the Barbarian Barrel to make sure those Fire Spirits do not get through to the tower, because they do quite a bit of damage, actually. Not as much as a Fireball, but... Yep, there we go. All right, Barbarians dropped immediately.
Yeah, 5 for 5, and your Barbarians are going to win against those skeletons.
Stay healthy. They didn't take much damage in that.
Pretty healthy. Go through with that RG. Slows are coming down from that Ice Wizard.
Has to use the tornado to drag everything back, but good defense here.
Great pull, but the Musketeer.
Ooh, just in time with that baby dragon. Wow, there has basically been almost no damage done to
both
either tower.
players are playing an amazing game here.
This is crazy good defense. Neither player willing to give an inch. They don't want to take any unnecessary damage.
Even on top of that furnace, want to stop that Fire Spirits.
Yep, Poison coming in here to help deal with the Musketeer and the Barbarians.
A beautiful one, doing all the damage to Barbarians, Musketeer, and the Royal Giant. Here comes the slows once again.
Yeah, that was excellent placement. The Tornado has to be used once again, and that means that Royal Giant, but another Royal Giant put down right at the bridge. He has to use the Knight here
How can
as
you push?
well.
How can you pull this one?
He can't. This one's going to get a couple shots in. Maybe even one more, yes.
Good pressure from Mikamboya, just having a good read, even a lightning spent, because he was actually having a lot of spare elixirs to throw down.
A really smart setup there by waiting for that one Royal Giant, waiting for Dabong TV to commit all of his resources to defense, and then being able to drop that Royal Giant again right away, knowing that most of Dabong's answers have already been used.
Yeah, that's what's tough. Dabong has to get really, really good, crazy amount of value from those poisons because Mikamboya, when he gets those Barbarians out for that graveyard, which is doing no damage to tower basically, that 5 elixir barbs are going to push and become an attack force.
He got a little bit of good RNG there with that graveyard that time. Some of the skeletons spawned on the left-hand side of the Princess Tower where the Barbarians weren't, so he got some extra hits. But this time, it looks like the defense is pretty good. The Poison does come down to deal with this Musketeer and gift the Furnace as well.
But Mikamboya wants those skeletons to be on that furnace instead of the Princess Tower, of course. That's exactly why he is placing those furnace over there.
All right, I think Mikamboya is going to try this push again, where he's going to build up with the Royal Giant, defend this graveyard. Poison this time right on top of all of these Barbarians. It does not catch the Musketeer, though.
Yeah. Dabong wanted to get all the Barbarians so the skeletons connect maybe a little more.
Okay, are we going to see another Royal Giant? Yes, right away from Mikamboya.
And Tornado was being saved for some time from Dabong. I think he's just waiting for that moment.
Whoa! One shot, where's that Tornado?
Second one.
That's it. Mikamboya is going to get this. He just needs the lightning. Did he?
Yeah,
What?
for the Tornado, you can pull it back and do some damage, but you need some units along with it so that the Royal Giant is taken down, also the Musketeer right after. And oftentimes when Dabong had maybe an Ice Wizard with the Mega Minion, he was using that Tornado. At least the Mega Minion.
Yeah, but I'm surprised he didn't at least just, I mean, at that point you're in desperation mode.
I think he knew it, that the Royal Giant was going to come down.
Yeah.
And he didn't have too much elixirs, and yeah, he used too much elixirs in
he
his
had
own defense.
But I was looking down. He had like 6.
No, at the moment he basically barely had 3, and he just wanted to use that Tornado.
Maybe my eyes deceived me. I thought I looked down here.
Pretty sure we're gonna have that moment again.
Yeah.
So having that second Royal Giant really threw Dabong TV off in cycle. Before that, Dabong had near perfect defense.
Yes.
Yeah, with that Ice Wizard, Tornado, it seemed like he had perfect cycle.
Yes, he had enough. I guess at that point he had just kind of given up. He knew it was kind of over at that point. I mean, yeah, you're right. He doesn't have any other really units in front of them, you know, to help to kind of get that extra oomph from the Tornado, like the Ice Wizard or the Mega Minion and that kind of thing. That slow everything up even more.
I think Dabong, yeah, he certainly knew that the cycle was out and the game was over. But he was really trying to save the Ice Wizard to slow them down along with the Tornado, hitting everyone with that slow.
Yeah.
But Mikamboya just not letting that happen, throwing down the Bar Barrel all the time to have that one single Barbarian slay that Ice Wizard all the time.
Yes. Good use of that Barbarian Barrel with that. All right, moving over to Ho for OP Gaming now. He'll be going up against Mikamboya.
1-1.
Yeah, 1-1. These two teams, not too surprising here, two very, very good teams.
And crazy amounts of Royal Giants.
Yeah, we're
in
just
first match today.
Nothing but Royal Giant today. Makes me happy, but I'm sure a lot of people watching are like, come on.
Even from China, there are, of course, traditional Royal Giant decks, but a lot more Golem and those Princes, along with the Lightning. I was expecting to see a lot more of that, but for now, we're staying Royal Giant, who can make the deck work a little better. Let's see what else Ho is going to bring on stage. Mega Boy on top in red, Ho, OP Gaming in the bottom.
There's something different.
Yeah, Tornado is available, so good prediction by Mikabuya.
Great Dark Prince placement there. A Prince of his own. Deal with that Dark Prince.
Yeah, Prince takes a lot of damage from that charge.
So it kind of looks like the spell bait with the Prince.
Yeah, Ben did really good deleting the charge from the Prince.
There's the Battle Ram. Over on the left, the Ice Wizard comes in, and a Fireball having to be used here as well to slow up that Battle Ram. The Barbarian, one of the Barbarians got a swing in, but that's it. That's all he gets. Nothing else for him.
And Mikabuya has a Zap, not a Snowball, against the Barrel. Zap, of course, doesn't take it out, but Snowball doing about the same damage. It knocks it back, so the Princess Tower takes less damage at least.
Right, right. So he has to use the Bandit this time to defend.
Yeah, that will be a big question mark, big homework that Mikabuya has to solve within this game.
There's the Princess. Ooh, a Tornado here, but it does not activate the King Tower.
Just before.
Oh boy, this is scary. This is scary.
Oh, should have the Goblin Gang.
Yep.
But it's a little bit too late.
There's Zap coming.
The amount of elixirs.
Zap.
Mikabuya has to save the Zap. Or not. to get the Princess charge down. I thought he was just gonna play minions, or I may have missed the cycle of minions just before or something.
Yeah.
And with this, which should be just a poison, and not having the Snowball, making the game a little bit tougher.
Right. Well, I think your idea there is you're worried about the Inferno Tower, so you brought Zap to help deal with that. There are those minions. Gonna help. Fireball coming in right away as well. Goblin Gang dealing with the Bandit.
Goblin Gang getting that P.E.K.K.A. drag as well, so nice. Zap even used to get that Ice Wizard down.
Just in time. Just before it could get the charge damage, but
plus
now he has to use the
defensive
Goblin Barrel.
When did we see that? Like,
not much.
Half a year ago, maybe. Like, we see defensive miners, but this defensive barrel, Goblin Barrel, never ever comes out.
All right, there's that poison. It's gonna come help deal with that Ice Wizard. Throwing down a log to knock the shield off the Dark Prince and get everything set back a little bit. That Fireball, I couldn't tell what it hit because the 180, but the Battle
Bandit.
Oh my gosh.
So lost so much in defense. Ho had a lot more problems to solve. The Bandit dash, of course, was the tough one because it deletes at least one Goblin from the Goblin Gang. And then Goblin Gang is supposed to be like a wall of defense from the P.E.K.K.A. from reaching the towers.
Right.
And when you're using the Goblin Gang against the P.E.K.K.A. and the Bandit, what do you do with the Battle Ram?
Right. Yeah, because like ideally you're right. You're using the Goblin Gang to deal with P.E.K.K.A. because you're getting a lot more value out of that. But when you're using it to deal with a Bandit, that's an even trade in a way. And so that's a lot. That's not the ideal situation to use it in. But Mikabuya doing a great job doing what you're supposed to do with this Battle Ram deck, changing it up, keeping your opponent off balance, and forcing them to find different ways that they have to defend.
Yeah, he had Go Gang and the Ice Wizard plus Tornado. That was supposed to be number 1-2 line of defense. But those cycles never really came in together because Mikabuya was coming left and right and changing his cycle with minions without minions all the time. So for Ho, it was a crazy hard game.
Yep. Really well executed by Mikabuya. And now the final boss for OP Gaming. It is Expo Master versus Mikan Boya, the classic Clash Royale League Asia matchup here. Probably the quintessential, the legendary matchup. The two of the best players we have here in the league.
We have a lot more legendary players.
True. These days, yes.
These days. But the classic too.
Well,
just like NA versus EU here. Korea versus Japan.
Very much so. I'll be curious to see what Expo Master wants to do here. I think, you know, I don't know if he's gonna go.
Well,
Royal Giant.
there are a lot more collector decks that Expo loves to play nowadays.
Yeah, he used to hate him.
Yeah, it was
all the time.
it was the other way.
Yeah, and now we've seen him starting to play him a little bit more. Yeah, collector definitely. I think I'm a little concerned to run a collector deck.
Yeah, both players would love to have quicker cycle decks. We're seeing a lot of balloon cycle, hog cycles as well. Be excited for this matchup. Anything is possible except for that Electro Wizard minor.
Anything else? Yes.
Yes. Anything else
possible. Even heal.
No Goblin Cage.
Even heal.
Even heal for that quicker cycle. If you just want to waste one elixir.
Alright. Archers. Expo Master.
Can still be Hog Cycle, which Expo did play last time.
Yeah, he's been liking the Hog Cycle deck.
He's been liking a lot of Valkyrie decks.
Yeah, Valkyrie. We've seen him run the Hog Earthquake stuff a couple times.
And Mikan just back to his Royal Giant. Really, really looks like the one we've seen before here from Expo Master.
It's the mortar. Going for the mortar.
Yeah, with the Rascals. Of course, you would expect that, but the Royal Giant is onto the left.
Yep, you got the archers. Ooh, that snowball just hitting basically. I think there might have been a skeleton there still. But that Rascal boy and the hogs.
With the Royal Hogs.
Wow. All right. Barbarians coming down here, though, to help deal with the Royal Hogs. They're getting a decent amount of damage in.
And he also has a rocket in this deck. So Mikan Boya has to really think about his Musketeer plus the Barbarian placements. I think it's the second time we see this Motor Royal Hog deck in Asia.
It's really hard to make that rocket hit. Like, the Barbarians.
Oh,
the way they
poison.
move about. Poison here.
It's a lot better, of course. Now that we see that he has poison against Furnace, against all those Barbarians. Even quicker in cycle.
Yeah, it's just kind of a variation on the Hog Mortar deck where you're using the Royal Hogs instead of the Hog Rider, and then you're going to poison because the Royal Hogs are a little more expensive.
Now he has the Mortal right in the center, getting that Royal Giant attention.
Whoa, and another Royal Giant here. Mikan Boya going into the playbook from his last game, but quite a few hits coming in.
But because Expo Master has a lot of ranged units, getting destroyed by that Barbarian Barrel.
This is tough for Expo Master.
He was trying to push a little further, direct shots into the tower with that mortar.
Right. Poison coming down to help deal with the Furnace. Just waiting to see if he can find a moment to get it in there.
The tough thing is Expo Master has mortar, but very likely Mikan Boya has that lightning available too. So when that Royal Giant has that push, when Mikan Boya is able to have that amount of elixir, the lightning push will be gigantic. Those hogs are just being chopped.
Yeah, and those Barbarians take up so much space, it's so hard for the Royal Hogs to get through.
Yeah, there was that lightning. Of course, Royal Giant didn't really do much, but still lightning damage goes in.
You see a Barbarian Barrel on the right. The Skeletons, there's going to get some hits from those Barbarians. Expo Master totally fine with it. Another Royal Giant coming in, doing a lot of damage to that mortar. It is gone. It's going to get one shot, two shots in.
Second shot into lightning.
Yep.
From Mikan Boya can finish the game.
Mikan Boya looking for the all kill here. He's getting close. The Furnace does get taken out, but those Hogs aren't going to do much damage on their twosome there. Here comes the Royal Giant again. The mortar used for defense. Skeletons and archers in there.
Again.
This is going to be it.
Yeah, with that lightning, gets the mortar and the damage to the tower. Royal Giant, final shot. He's got it. He's got that 3-0 win. He's back in game, guys. Mikamboya from Ponos, the king.
He had been struggling a little bit this year in his 1v1s, to be completely honest. He had lost both of his 1v1 sets to Legend and Benzer, who are excellent players, of course, but those are 2-0s both times. Both games he lost. And then he lost 2 King of the Hill games. He's only won 1 King of the Hill game. He's only won 1 1v1 up until this moment when he just run 3 in a row. You can't hold him down. He's too good.
Royal Giant is the answer. It's the way. It's the deck. It's the meta.
Well, I'm happy if I'm a Royal Giant player and I see
With
a mortar.
Sparky.
I
don't count you in.
I'm something completely different. But when you're using Royal Giant, generally speaking, if you see something like a mortar or an expo, you're fine with it.
Of course. Yeah, and with that lightning spell, of course, going to help your Royal Giant to push all the way to the tower. It's a great set of matches already going to that King of the Hill. First match, Ponos taking the win against OP.GAMING, but the second match is coming up next. Detonation Gaming versus Chaos Theory. Stay tuned. And welcome back to Clash Royale League Asia. It is match 2. Detonation Gaming versus Chaos Theory.
Well, Detonation Gaming looking to turn things around. This season has been difficult for them. They're a good team, but they've been struggling to close out matches here. And they can just, sometimes they just, you know, they're okay at 2v2, but they're not great.
Sometimes they have some streaks in 1v1, but it's not consistent.
Yes.
So there has been not too many upsets coming out from this roster, and I think they can make it happen. And continuing that story into Chaos Theory, which we will see very soon. Detonation Gaming is at least on the rise, though. They have been doing a lot better, especially Raya, having some great results from 1v1, and having a lot of confidence defeating really good top-notch Asia players here, especially on that King of the Hill.
But now they got to go against maybe one of the best teams. Not maybe, definitely one of the best teams here in Clash Royale League Asia. I was going to say maybe the best, but right now I think
maybe the best in the world.
Maybe. Benzer playing out of his mind this season. Recently struggling a little bit, but I don't know if you can hold him down for much longer.
Yeah, a little bit, I do say, but the leap they were 4-0. And the last 2 matches were losses, though. So seeing the pattern, they have been going down a little bit. And I was expecting them to climb a little higher, like 5-0, 5-1, or 6-0. So those losses are, of course, painful, playing few more King of the Hill because of that. But their 2v2 has been really strong. I think that's their real strength, plus Benzer.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they've been, you know, they've gone to King of the Hill and they've done really well in King of the Hill because, well, a lot because of Benzer. Oh Yeah has struggled in King of the Hill. He's got 3 losses. Dexter's has been okay. He's 3-3 in King of the Hill, but really a lot of their success can be laid down to the fact that they're really good at 2v2, and then you got Benzer behind you.
It's always like this. Dexter's, JTB, oh yeah, 2 out of those 3 players are going to take care of that 2v2. Benzer always playing that 1v1 for the team, and continuing with the KOH if they need.
Oh my god, look at the 2v2 bans.
Inferno Towers.
Twice.
So does that cancel each other?
Do we get another ban?
-1 times -1?
They let us pick the next ban. That's how it works. No, yeah, so that means Tornado's going to be available. So if you do use Miner, pretty much know where it's going to be dropped initially. Same thing, a lot of those cards can actually get pulled into the King Tower. You can do some cheeky stuff where you place a tower in the middle, and then you tornado like a balloon or something into the tower.
Yeah, activating the King Tower is one, but it's not even required. Just pulling everything like the Golem, all the princes, a prince, yeah, Mega Mini, and all those things in the air. It's a card that can be painful when you're trying to have a major attack. You think you have it, it's really close to the tower, and then it gets pulled.
Right. So it makes the 2v2 really kind of interesting in a way, but at the same time, it's usually just banned because the players don't want to have to deal with having that King Tower be activated, because it really just slows things up.
That's for sure, and we had a lot of Tornado ban, and even with the Tornado ban, we have about like 4 to 6 spells coming out from the 2 players. And you have enough of a spell, and you gotta put some extra room to put your Tornado in the game. Which one do you take out? Which one do you put it in? I think that's the real question, because Tornado is usually banned, but this time they gotta think of the other way.
Right, because it's a little risky if you're gonna take out like a log or a snowball for the Tornado, because then if they have, you know, like a Goblin Barrel or something like that, then you're in kind of a pickle, because you're trying to tornado the Goblin Barrel, which you can do, and you can activate the King Tower with it, but it's not the best counter.
We've seen some heavy decks in pushing. Because of that Tornado, lots are going to lose their power, like the Hawk Cycle we've seen already from OP.GAMING.
Right.
Okay, Chaos Theory in red, JTB, Dexter's on top. Lewis and Tempura from Detonation Gaming in blue bottom.
All right, Lava Hound.
Even when tornado's available.
You just gotta try to make something work. All right, a baby dragon coming in here for Chaos Theory, one of their own. Detonation Gaming, just exchanging some blows so far. There's the Lumberjack.
Yeah, with these having a balloon with them can be really painful because of that tornado is available. Yep. So Miner will be most of the damage source.
Of course, you can tornado stuff right into that giant skeleton's death damage, right into that bomb. But there you go, that Miner.
Double Royal Giant.
Wow.
Straight up.
Okay. Got to use the tornado to back him off.
Because of the second one, the first one actually didn't really get pulled too much.
Yep. Dark Prince, not a terrible answer there because his attack does hit both of them when they're lined up like that.
Yeah, this Dark Prince is actually doing a lot of work, forcing out another Lumberjack.
Oh, he's raged. Okay, we get Skeleton. All right, we're going to try and make another push. So far, slight advantage, Detonation Gaming.
Oh, yeah. It seemed like the Lumberjack was going for that Olympic record for the 100 meters or something. Super fast.
He's so fast when he's raged up like that. Usually you don't get to see him raged because he's the one raging.
That's right.
Other people. All right, there you go. Same kind of defense here. But this time, no ground units to block that giant skeleton until it crosses the bridge. This is a smart move here by Detonation Gaming because now not everything can get pulled into that. Not everything on their attack is getting pulled into that giant skeleton's death damage.
Yeah, exactly. And the Miner has been putting out a lot of damage from behind the tower already. And these, with the set of units, with the baby dragon, that should be the first tower.
There we go. Really nice cheeky play there from Detonation Gaming. Trying to get the Lumberjacks in front this time. There's some skeletons there. This Royal Giant is raged up. Lightning here as well.
Great.
So this is going to do a lot of damage.
Yep, that's why Detonation already setting up their Lava, Mega Minion, Baby Dragon, Lumberjack push on the left. All right. This one, because of the Lumberjack, we'll get the giant skeleton death damage.
All right, let's see if they tornado. Yep, into the death damage this time. So but they're going to have to use a lightning again.
Yeah, just one lightning is enough.
One lightning. Ooh, double Lava Hound. Really, they're going to use the Royal Giant here. I guess that's fine too. Same amount of elixir as a lightning would have been, and maybe they want to save the lightning for this push here up in the top left.
Maybe even as a defensive spell.
Oh, but they got the tornado available.
Yeah, and the pups after the tornado, so this one actually having a lot King Tower in defense mode. With activated after the first Princess Tower down is helping a lot against those pups. But still took a lot of damage down to 1359.
Okay, we'll have the giant skeleton getting blown up relatively early this time. So I don't know if they're not going to use the tornado.
Yeah, but still connected to all the ones following behind the Lava Hound. So Chaos Theory, they actually saved Elixir because they didn't have to use Tornado.
Exactly. All right, those Lumberjacks running into each other. Both teams using the tornado.
Yep, tornado with that fireball because they didn't have to use that defensive tornado. Worked a lot better for Chaos Theory, also letting Royal Giant do some damage. And the Ice Wizard doing some damage.
He tickles it a little bit. All right. Once again, trying to make the Royal Giant push work, but only Inferno Dragon. It's onto the Lumberjack.
Yes, that's exactly what mattered the most. RG having a couple of hits.
Oh boy. All right, Lava Hound in the pocket and a Royal Giant in the pocket here. This could be it for Chaos Theory. They just need one more shot. A snowball will do it. Anything, any spell.
That's it. Detonation, they were close. But Chaos just having a really good backup, really quick game, knowing how to finish, when to finish the game. I think that moment where they didn't have to use that tornado changed everything basically, getting a lot of value with that fireball plus the tornado, 7 elixirs, but when you're hitting that many units together, you're always getting value.
And then I think there was a bit of a misplacement on Detonation Gaming's part with one of their Inferno Dragons because it locked onto that Lumberjack instead of the Royal Giant. You really don't want that to happen. That Inferno Dragon needs to be on that Royal Giant in that situation.
And that was a tough moment. Royal Giant got a couple more hits because of that.
Yes. And that ended up giving them the ability to drop the Royal Giant in the pocket, get enough damage done.
It's hard for Detonation. Like, they need that Lumberjack. Yeah, look how many units were clumped up in that
Crazy
fireball.
good fireball.
Yeah. Second one. Tornado does pull it, but too much damage.
It's too late. There's a lot being pushed up there for Detonation Gaming, but it was just too late.
Yeah, Detonation had some questions and some plays that they wanted to do, but it goes against what they want to do. They have to have Lumberjack for that rage, but Lumberjack does kind of stop that giant skeleton so that the death damage connects to their own pushing wave of units.
Right, it was a weird situation that they found themselves in because they didn't want any ground units underneath their air attacks.
Exactly. And they just wanted that giant skeleton to just pass through to not take, or take minimum death damage from it. But the Lumberjack, of course, they wanted to have it in the middle.
Right. It's kind of a funky situation you find yourself in. Those ice spirits just giving each other a hug. Hey guys.
Yes. A lot more ice wizard,
ice
spirits. Because of those tornadoes available.
All right. Baby dragons are just gonna do it. Oh, both teams going for the Royal Giant stuff.
Left and right. Basically mirror here.
All right. Doesn't look like either team has much of a defense behind this.
Ooh, the Lumberjack on the left is actually destroying the tower already. Royal Giant did lock onto the top right, but not enough to take it down.
Yeah, so a little bit better defense here from Chaos Theory. They're able to keep their Princess Tower up with still 718 health left. That's not too shabby.
Leave about, is it just about 3 or 4 from Royal Giant? Shot needed to take that down. And if you're wasting a lot of spell damage to take that down later on,
Three.
at Chaos Theory, they're going to push for some extra.
There's a P.E.K.K.A. from Detonation.
Which they didn't have before.
Yeah.
And against Giant Skeleton, awesome. Can still take the death damage and survive.
So the big difference between those first two pushes was that Detonation opts to put their Lumberjack first, whereas Chaos Theory puts their Royal Giant first. And that changes things because then the Royal Giant is the one taking a lot of the initial damage.
Yes.
Which is what you'd rather have, because then what ended up happening for Chaos Theory is the Lumberjack goes around the Royal Giant, and then he's allowed to just kind of start hacking away at stuff that's already busy fighting the Royal Giant.
Yeah, exactly. And even if Detonation had some defense with the skeletons, it wasn't enough. Raised Royal Giant once again.
Oh, that fireball gets
Beautiful.
everything.
Beautiful. Comes Lumberjack in front once again. Want to really have that early rage. Making sure that Royal Giant does connect.
Good fireball, good tornado fireball of their own. Enough to take down Chaos Theory's Princess Tower, but now they are able to make their own push. A Lumberjack behind all of this.
Yeah, Lumberjack's pushing the Royal Giant back because it wants to go back onto targeting.
It's one shot. That is it. Really good defense there. Really good placement by Detonation.
And not too many shots. Chaos Theory, they had the good timing of putting that down. But because Lumberjack was pushing the Royal Giant back, they actually lost a few seconds. It could have been a lot more shots than 1 or 2.
And Detonation put a Lumberjack of their own behind the lines here. And now you got the P.E.K.K.A. who's going to help with this Royal Giant. It's only going to get 1 shot. No way it gets any more than that, which may be enough here for Chaos Theory. We'll see if they can make this work over time. They're up enough.
Yeah, Detonation, they got to start to push on their own. But that giant skeleton death damage is a pain all the time.
They get their own lightning down. Ooh,
that fireball wasn't even needed.
No, actually it wasn't. All right, let's see what Chaos Theory wants to do here. Are they going to try something cheeky? I was just about to say, is somebody going to try something? Try a pocket push. It's a little risky with Tornado because you could just pull the Royal Giant out and he starts shooting at the King Tower instead, which isn't ideal.
It's a good defense ready for Chaos Theory. They got their own rage. P.E.K.K.A. does come, and good tornado pull, but the second one in pocket.
Great timing on that to wait for that tornado so they can get their own
Second
Royal
shot.
Giant. Oh my gosh. Good play there by Chaos Theory, baiting out that tornado.
2 Royal Giant cannon damage. 676, not too far away. And both team does have lightning and fireball.
All right, looks like Detonation wants to try for the King Tower here. Giant Skeleton comes down, a tornado as well to drag everything into his death damage. There is quite a bit of damage being done here, though. This Royal Giant is raged up. They do get him just in time.
Chaos, they can look for that pocket Royal Giant once again. I think they want to have that time. 676 is not too far away.
Yeah, Detonation gets one shot, the lightning as well, so now it's just
Fireball.
a fireball.
And Chaos Theory, just like that. They have been having such a great result in 2v2. They continue that momentum.
They good, man. They good.
They are good, except for that one fireball that wasn't even needed. And even after that, they come up with a win like this.
And it just seems like whoever they throw out there on 2v2, they're in sync, they're playing well. They have good ideas, they have good strategies, you know, and they're able to change up their gameplay on the fly really well, as we saw in that game, baiting out that tornado due to the pocket Royal Giant. Good stuff.
Both teams are really prepared to what was going to happen against what happened. So Detonation, they had some great tornadoes as well, good pulls into the King Tower, but some of the ones that made the difference, I would say the deck difference, like the Giant Skeleton, the death damage is way too high. When you have that tornado, it would just blow away almost everything except for P.E.K.K.A, and Baby Dragon barely survives.
Yeah, you're getting a lot of value out of that for Chaos Theory. You know, because it pairs well with the tornado, obviously. The Giant Skeleton can be used to kite units around, even something like the P.E.K.K.A and that kind of thing, to keep that busy and keep it off of your tower. You can throw it in front of the Royal Giant because it's so heavy. It does slow it down a little bit while the Royal Giant's trying to push forward because it has to push the Giant Skeleton.
So real good slows and good use of Ice Wizard from Detonation Gaming side. But the Giant Skeleton damage mattered a little more when there was that tornado.
Yep.
Yeah, see how Detonation was also ready for those pulls with the Skeletons, Ice Wizard, but they were always taking at least few cannon shots from that Royal Giant.
Right. I like bringing P.E.K.K.A. I like the idea that Detonation Gaming has, but I think maybe Mini P.E.K.K.A's a bit of a better option.
Yeah, less elixirs for a little less damage, but still, if you're trying to chop down one single target, I think I do follow your reasoning and makes sense.
I think it's the best counter to Royal Giant because it doesn't die to Fireball. It doesn't. I don't think it dies. It might die to Lightning. Does it die to Lightning? I can't remember.
Mini P.E.K.K.A?
Yeah, I don't think it dies to Lightning. I'm pretty sure it doesn't.
It's mini, so it's not exactly sure. But Rhea is here, and the last few results was one really grabbing big win for the team.
Now they got to go against Benzer. This man is been a beast for a lot of this season. He did lose to Rotopodon last week. That was the first time he lost in a 1v1 set, and he's only lost one King of the Hill match, and that was against Mikan Boya. So it takes quite a bit to bring this man down.
Yeah, at the final game of King of the Hill. So that was a big matchup, but he's still, in terms of results on the game, win rate, this guy's a beast.
Well, let's talk about the bans real quick. We got Miner being banned again here by Rhea and the Baby Dragon.
Yeah, Baby Dragon will be replaced with lots of Musketeers, so no big issues, as Musketeer is seen in a lot of decks right now. And let's see. Benzer on top from Chaos Theory in red.
You see Flying Machine sometimes too.
Oh, yeah. With some Tombstone.
So I was actually going to mention this. I think the Baby Dragon ban signals to me that, you know, Benzer wants to run stuff that has a lot of soft units, like the Goblins.
Yeah, when we see this many Goblins and Go Gangs, cycling time. Spell bait time.
Fireball. A little bit of damage from those Spear Goblins, but not too much. Does Benzer have something for this?
Yep.
A Mortar. A Hunter coming down here for Rhea with a Bandit.
It's not the most common set of cards for Rhea. Hunter has been seen in some Sparky decks, some with 3 Musketeers as well, but in a weird mix.
Could be, yeah.
It's not really a meta card, I would say.
No, definitely not. Usually, like, early on in the season, yeah, you were right. We pretty much only saw it with the Sparky Goblin Giant stuff. But, yeah, this could be the 3 Musketeer stuff. The rest of the cards behind it aren't out of the question, but there's a Ram Rider here. slows up that Hog Rider just a little bit. The Hog Rider gets zapped and pushed back by the Electro Wizard, so having to use that Mortar on defense. Of course, Mortar is the quintessential Benzer situation. This is what he plays on ladder.
On fire.
On fire. Rhea is on fire.
Having a secondary choice, not just the mortar pressure from across the bridge, Hog straight into the tower. Of course, without the Hogs, we see a lot of Ice Golem, Ice Wizard, Tornado, but this is with the Rascals. Benzer really keeping up the speed.
Yep. Goblin Gang deals with that. I guess it's just going to be some... I mean, it feels like it's going to be either Mega Knight or P.E.K.K.A. on Rhea's side. That's what it kind of feels like, but who knows for sure. Lightning coming down here as well. So, ooh, those bats are going to get some hits in. Now, there's that P.E.K.K.A. coming down. Gonna kite the mortar shots for a little bit. The Rascals, they want to help deal with this P.E.K.K.A. You want to get these goblins up there to protect the mortar, but not
Look at that
enough.
radius from the giant snowball. Oh my gosh.
It's so
Catches everything inside. Of course, bats coming right after.
But the Rascal girls do survive, so they're able to help clean up the rest of that mess there. And in the meantime, a lot of damage got done on the bottom right.
Yep. Benzer is keep on pressuring onto the right side with the Hog Rider. And Rhea's going to have perfect P.E.K.K.A. deployed to get that perfect defense against the Hog, but is not the place Rhea really wants to push all the way. That's why he's not really putting the P.E.K.K.A. too much.
Yep, and that Hunter deals with those bats so well. Those pellets spread out enough. He had to use Fireball on defense this time.
Good knock.
You do not get the charge from the Ram Rider there. You get one shot from the Hunter. Gonna try to push it with the Rascals and the bats here. Bandits, E-Wiz cleans up all those bats.
Yeah, Rhea doesn't really want to use that snowball for bats only because he's against the Hog Rider. Really wants to stop that Hog and have that good knockback.
Yep, has to use the snowball to ensure.
Raid with the snare.
Yeah, really, really nice. That Ram Rider is great to use against things like the Balloon and the Hog Rider and the Battle Ram. Really slows up those pushes. Bye-bye, bats. All right, well, right now it's advantage Benzer, but not
Does
by a whole
Benzer
lot.
change?
He just needs to play defense, really. Except for the fact that there is the Lightning, so he's got to find a way to get a Hog Rider in here.
Ooh, straight into the Hunter. But
there it
still
is.
Hog
Oh,
taking
no.
2 shots.
Oh no, that was so much damage.
When the P.E.K.K.A.'s already down, Benzer's going to have a fun time making sure the Hog Rider connects.
Yep, good snowball there. Gets the mortar onto that tower now. And those bats are going to help eliminate that Ram Rider.
Even the Spear Goblins are going to be a threat when you have that low on HP.
Yep, they will hurt you just enough. You can get within spell range, get in that fireball range.
So they are really thinking Benzer needs to wait until that Ram Rider is away. And the Hunter just waiting for that perfect time to deploy that Hog Rider.
Yep, Rascal's gonna get a hit or two onto that Ram Rider. Now the Ram Rider's going to just get taken down before it gets in. Here comes the Hog Rider, but a Ram Rider down in time to slow up this Hog Rider. But the
great
fireball,
prediction.
goodbye.
But enough spell damage. Benzer had a lot of Hog doing damage onto the tower already. And that's the power of this player. When he is able to have some cycle decks, it seems like not too many can stop this guy.
Rhea got into a weird situation because the only way he was effectively preventing the Hog Rider from getting to his towers was with the Ram Rider. And the problem with that becomes that he needs to find ways to get that Ram Rider, you know, doing other things.
Like charging into the tower.
Right, and he also, there were times where Rhea cycled the Ram Rider because his elixirs were full.
And also because he couldn't just wait forever for those Hogs. When he's losing, he's got to do something up with that Ram Rider to win. That's his winning condition.
Right. And then that's the time where Benzer strikes. You can see right here, he pounced on this because before that, the Ram Rider had been used in Cycle by Rhea. So he was able to get that Hog Rider in there to get a couple extra hits. Now it slows it up here, but with the Fireball and the Giant Snowball, it's enough damage to just spell damage it down. All right, timeout being taken here by the members of Detonation Gaming. They are in danger of absolutely just getting blown out of the water here. They have not won a game.
Not in this match. Not in this match. Another game, excuse me, from Benzer will be a 4-0 match. And we did not have too many 4-0s of the season. It's been 5 weeks into the season. They gotta use that timeout. Rhea's gotta find some coal. Likely Benzer's gonna bring out some kind of cycle deck once again. Very cheap cycle, that's been his pattern. And his motor decks, of course, there were some common ones, but we're seeing with the Hog Rider today. So Benzer's keeping up.
Going a little
updates.
old school.
Yeah, he's keeping the updates up.
Yeah. He's able to play so well with those mortars that it's just, you almost just feel like he could just play it indefinitely, and it doesn't matter what you bring against him.
Yeah, the last week's his Expo deck against the Royal Giant.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Yes.
He was able to win against the Royal Giant deck.
So hard. And he's so good. This guy is just unbelievable.
And Rhea also had some cool moments last week where he was defeating a lot of cool opponents like Jack from OP.GAMING. So this player is certainly capable of coming back. And they had their timeout. Game 2. Of course, Benzer won up on a match point for Chaos Theory, but Detonation can have a comeback.
Giving each other some hearts there.
No, so many emotes.
All right, this time sticking with the Hog, so more cycles.
Yeah, with the skeletons.
Yep.
Maybe this is the quicker one with the Earthquake.
Slowed up enough to just get one hit here. Yeah, with the Archers, definitely makes you feel like it's going to be the Earthquake variant. A few other spells you can run behind that, but usually these days, it's been the Earthquake. All right, ooh, and an Electro Wizard here from Rhea, so is Rhea maybe thinking about some Golem type stuff, a Rocket here? He does get the Electro Dragon.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Royal Giant. Nice. Oh, okay, I get this.
Yeah, instead of course, Electro Wizard is not banned.
Yes.
But we have seen this type.
So, okay, a good exchange, though. The Rocket for the Electro Dragon. That's a pretty even exchange. Mega Minion here. There is an Inferno Tower available here, and that is hard. Even with the Lightning, you're going to get a shot or two here because it's just the Archers left. Maybe even a lot more because Benzer doesn't want to commit anything else to the defense.
He's been chipping with some Hog, and Archers can stack up with the Ice Golem.
All right.
Lumberjack on the Ice Golem.
There's a Tornado to drag that Hog into the King Tower and activate it.
Was likely, and Benzer kind of smelled it with that Ice Wizard, and of course with the Electro Dragon too.
But still, it's evened up now. Benzer does get that tower down to 1167, so you know that's fine. It's
yeah, good amount of respects coming out from those two. So no more surprises. It's up to the cycle.
All right.
Slow does go into Hog.
All right, Hog's
but only a Mega Minion with the Princess Tower and the King Tower.
But this is a scary push. With the Lumberjack in front, you're going to get that Rage.
And then he's waiting for that Lightning, for that Inferno Tower, and that's why Benzer places that all the way away.
Yeah, and now you've got the Electro Dragon as well, and now another Royal Giant. So we've seen this a lot today where you get two Royal Giants stacked up on top of each other.
Still has that Lightning in his hand.
Yeah, he doesn't even need to use it.
And the Hog Rider in exchange. Wow, look at that slow in the pull from the Tornado. 20 seconds. Okay, it's not like Benzer does not have a chance, but it's going to be hard.
He's going to have to work on this push, but I think Benzer knows that this one is pretty much in the bag. Going to try to get this to go. The Barbarian Barrel, the Tornado, going to drag all this away. There's just too much damage to be done. The Hog Rider gets eliminated, and that will surely be Rhea taking game number 2. So there we go. That's a win. A win for Detonation.
We come to a time where we've played enough games for a lot of players and most of the teams where we see patterns and what the opponent's going to have more likely than the other. And the stats are going to stack think that's exactly where timeout came in. The coaches are going to come and say, okay, Benzer likes to play a lot of cycles, likely going to bring that Inferno Tower as well. So having that lightning helps sometimes, but sometimes it's not enough. Let's have that Electro Dragon along with it.
Right, this is really smart because what's going to be the counterplay to the lightning? You have to move the Inferno Tower to the other side, away from your Princess Towers, so the lightning isn't hitting your Princess Towers as well. And then you just have the, there you go, you have the Electro Dragon who then counters that. Because you could place him right on the river,
exactly.
And he zaps up that Inferno Tower and makes it useless.
This game seemed like both players ran into each other on ladder about 200 more times with similar decks, just understanding what they're going to do, next moves. What's your next move? What's my next move?
Yeah, I think Benzer should go back into some kind of like spell bait type thing. I like that when your opponent feels confident, like they can run Royal Giant.
It's about time for 3 Musketeers.
You could do that too.
Yeah, whenever I say these things on cast, it doesn't come out. And when I'm not casting, when you and Ending are casting usually, like the Magic Archer from last week, it just happens to be like that a lot of the times.
You're just a day early. We'll switch out to Saturdays. Then
maybe that's gonna help, but I wonder what Rhea's thinking, and also Benzer, because they've hit against each other, 1 punches.
Yep.
And one punch and a counter punch. Do you really go for that heavy? I mean, Golem seems to be working really well.
Yeah, I would think that Rhea's gonna stick with some kind of Royal Giant type thing.
Sure.
That's my guess, because he had success with it. Maybe not, but that's what I would think he might want to do. He felt, he's probably got to feel pretty good about that. He played that really well.
Just 1 game for Detonation. They're at the edge of the cliff. They have no other chance if they lose this one. Chaos Theory does have another chance, but still Benzer wants to lock this one down and finish the match. Final game between the two. 1-1 tied. Rhea versus Benzer. Benzer versus Rhea. Yeah, the Goblin choose and the Princess Tower choose are the ones. Those are the best.
Alright, guards this time.
Yeah, can still be Royal Giant. Bats Archers.
Yeah. Maybe. Yep, I was just about to say maybe Hog. Hog again.
Yeah, Hog is great because the snowball was just used. Yeah, not be knocked back.
Yep, he gets 1 hit into that tower. This Ice Golem is just here to slow up.
I don't expect Benzer to have exact same deck though.
I don't think so.
And
well, we have the Ice Golem. That's definitely different. Oh, is that going to hit? Ooh! That is good rocket placement. That's effective.
Yeah, kind of funny. Remember the screams? And then doesn't really do any damage. Just makes a lot of sound effects.
So
Flying
Flying
Machine.
Machine here from Rhea. That will clean up that Barbarian from the Barbarian Barrel.
Can be gritty, especially against the Ice Golem and the Archers.
Yep. And I don't think that Benzer's going to have a Fireball.
Might be a few difference. Maybe the building. We might not even see from Benzer.
All right, Inferno Tower. Is there a lightning this time? No, not available.
Guards are okay against the Hog, but I'm just saying okay because it still goes through and does damage.
Yeah.
A lot of damage, in fact.
It's definitely not your ideal counter to the...
See the number difference on top. And red side, blue side. Quite significant. 700, 800 off on Rhea's side. Well played.
Well played.
Jen Snowball already used it. Bowler!
Bowler? All right. That's a good counter to the Hog Rider with the Electro Wizard there, too. Now you got a Ram Rider. You're going to have to use this Inferno Tower.
Earthquake was the one with the Bowler last weekend.
Yep. So we're trying this setup again.
And Flying Machine is great, but bats are kind of annoying when you're having a Flying Machine.
Right. you can place him right around that flying machine and just erase it if you want to, or you can use it to just
So
cycle.
can he snare before it gets to the tower? No, still one shot.
Still one shot.
Earthquake does help a lot against the Inferno Tower, but you gotta stop that damage. Still, Inferno has a lot of HP.
Yeah, it is. The Earthquake is good, but you need a little bit helping that Ram Rider there to get that push to work. You're committing a lot of elixir to defending against the Hog Rider, who gets one hit in. It didn't look like it looked like his animation was getting canceled there.
But still, one swipe from the Hog Rider, and Rhea does want that Electro Wizard to go with the Bowler, stop that Inferno with the Earthquake, so that his own Ram Rider does connect to the tower.
Ooh, that Hog Rider got blocked up by all those units on the left-hand side.
This is a big push.
Ooh, great rocket though. Did not get the Mega Minion, so he has to use the bats.
But still, Bards will do some damage, but not major.
2 minutes left though, so plenty of time here.
600 away. We only count the lowest HP. We do not average 2 out, so Benzer can still go for the left side and right side.
Yep.
Just one hit. And Flying Machine still survives. That's a good. One when the bats are already dead.
Okay, we gotta have something to stop the Ram Rider here. Oh!
Still pretty healthy.
Oh, the bats just in time. Scary push here coming with the bats behind all of this. One hit from the Ram Rider. And the Mega Minion here as well to tank these bats and these archers.
Still, Benzer's Hogs are connecting. And Rhea's not really having a perfect. If he wants to have a perfect defense, it's got to be really hard.
Cycling a rocket there.
Down to another rocket. Will be game for Benzer.
Okay, the snowball eradicates the bats, so the Flying Machine pretty healthy here still. Okay, good Barbarian barrel placement to kite that Flying Machine and an Ice Golem as well.
Cheap and cycle. So many units are being dropped down to stop that Flying Machine from doing direct damage to the tower. I think that's about it from one more rocket.
There it is. And Benzer takes it off of Rhea in a very close game 3. But that is the win for Chaos Theory over Detonation Gaming in this match.
4-1. 2-0 on 2v2. Rhea, Benzer, even though Benzer did take the win, Rhea had some really cool moves. I love the mind game in between that of selecting decks and putting in this card and not the other one, having secondary options against the Inferno Tower, which is very likely against Benzer. Look at the amount of respects going from each team and players.
Well, they're both played so well there. That was really, really close, and that one little mistake or one little misplacement by Benzer, who we don't see him do that basically ever, but could have completely changed the outlook of that match.
Yeah, Rhea could have took less damage from the Hog if he saved his giant snowball to push the Hog back so it doesn't connect any shots. But if he does that, what stops the bats?
Right.
For the Flying Machine, that's basically keeping in charge. And if he lets that go, then Flying Machine is going to lose its value and lose the elixir trade every single time.
Exactly.
That was a 4-1 victory for Chaos Theory. They are moving up again in Group B. But we're not done. We have match number 39 coming up. GameWith versus OP.GAMING. Stay tuned. Welcome back, guys, to Clash Royale League Asia. We have match number 39 between GameWith, who is actually on top of Group A, versus OP.GAMING, the bottom of Group B.
Well, this is OP.GAMING's been, like we said, they've been playing better recently, but they got to go up against GameWith, who is very, very, very strong. Top to bottom, a very, very good team. So we'll see how these two teams match up with each other here today.
Yep, GameWith, they have a lot of wins, but lots of games actually going to that King of the Hill. And they got that win out of that. They had a couple of 2-0s, but still some shaky moments, especially on that 2v2. And better results on 1v1s in overall, but their 2v2, Yuhiro, Yakitori has been the pair 100% of the time. If they can improve on that, I think they will have much better results. Still, of course, already a great result, but just to point that out a little bit.
They're getting ready to show us what they've got. We'll find out what lineup they want to bring here
Of course, they're happy. Their match result is 5-1.
Yeah, that's...
They're on top.
It's pretty easy to be happy with that. Here is OP.GAMING. Very... It's just interesting to me how good Jack is. And if they can just find a way to get consistent in 2v2, this is a scary team. That's all they need to do. They need to find consistency in 2v2, and then they are arguably one of our best teams.
Yeah, they're also trying some log bait, some chipper cycles, and following the meta, of course, lots of Royal Giants, maybe bringing something unique like the Southeast Asians, or some Hongs are also being used for 2v2, and there are a few others. And I'm seeing from the other regions as well. And maybe it's time to find a real good character on them.
No, the rest of your team did the same thing. You can't change it up.
Goblin muscle emote.
The Goblin muscle emote. Oh my gosh. I totally didn't get through the Goblin Cage event because I forgot about it. Like I had like 8 wins and I had 1 loss. And then I just kind of like spaced.
You just needed 2 more.
I know. I'm so mad. I wanted that emote.
Yeah, but let's talk about the roster. Who cares about you?
Well, fair enough. That's
Tornado bans. Oh, we have had a lot of. Even Ponos was actually just doing this tornado ban straight out 1v1, 2v2, and also King of the Hill. Maybe GameWith wants to have the same story. Yakitori, Yuhiro, they're the set duo. I think this is the way. Unless it really doesn't work, just change it completely. Or just have one find a better duo, but they're trying to make it better. I like this game with Kensumeshi, Kitasha. It is, of course, not the first time they have been playing together for 4 matches in 2v2. So similar stories, but they have to improve in their teamwork. And Royal Giant being banned, maybe we'll see a lot more golems and lava hounds.
Yeah, that's generally what we see. We might see some hog cycle type stuff too.
I want to see that graveyard freeze.
Oh yeah, graveyard freeze.
That double prince. You bait for the giant or the golem. You think the opponent. Fool your opponent, and then suddenly goes with the freeze on top.
I want clone. That's what I want. I want the clone deck.
Clones are okay. Not being seen too many times. Some golem clones, some lava clones.
Sure. And I want the lava clone. Give me the lava
I want
clone.
the goblin barrel, mirror goblin barrel.
Oh
clone.
my god, yeah, that insanity. That would never work in professional play because they
and
all
then
take
1
too many
log
spells.
or 2 log being thrown for how many elixirs?
Yeah, right?
I don't even know. Huh.
Well, I mean, yeah, without the Royal Giant, it kind of opens up to a lot of other different types of play styles. that you can run with. I mean, we've even seen Mega Knight now make its way into the 2v2 meta. We've seen it a couple times here in Clash Royale League Asia. You know, and we're seeing some P.E.K.K.A.s here and there, but yeah, generally speaking, it's like either Giant, Double Prince, Golem of some sort, or Lava Hound of some sort are generally what we're going to be seeing. Maybe some Hog Rider stuff.
Yep. No Tornado, no Royal Giant. We are moving out. Let's see that first game. OP.GAMING, Kenzumeshi and Kita-chan on top in red. Yakitori, Yuihiro from GameWith at the bottom in blue. 2v2s. What's been happening?
Zappies.
Okay, Zappies.
Oh, we might go back to the Royal Hogs.
Are we going to have some Three Musketeers?
You could have that.
Yep, that has been coming out a lot in 1v1. Maybe this is a different story in 2v2.
Miner here to counter that Musketeer. Looks like we're going with the Skeleton Barrel. Excuse me, Skeleton Barrel.
Even on top. Skeleton Barrel, just by itself, can actually draw out few spells.
So much stun built into this deck that OP.GAMING is bringing.
Minor Bats, Continuum. OP.GAMING, they want to just keep GameWith, spend their elixir.
Yeah, make it so it's going to be hard for GameWith to use that Lumberjack Balloon combo, although they defended it quite well the first time through.
Quick cycle in GameWith. They have the balloon cycle with the Lumberjacks. Maybe they can have the second balloon with some freeze. I think that seals it basically. Here comes that Magic Archer.
The M Archer.
I'm happy.
But he dies. Now you're not happy.
Yeah, from the poison. Yeah, of course.
Just kidding.
The point that OP.GAMING they want to do, they want to have some bridge spam. Make sure they have the push Magic Archer into the building, into the Princess Tower.
Oh boy.
That freeze?
What?
Was a mistake.
That had to be a had to be a misplay. Like you know, the finger, sometimes when you're moving your fingers on the side, you accidentally glance at the side of the screen.
So
might have been
we knew that freeze was going to be the spell with the balloons, but of course revealing that and using that amount of elixir, they're not too happy. And this Magic Archer,
oh, great
3
placement.
shots, and the guards just dump skeletons with shields.
Right through all 3 of those guards into the Princess Tower. But that raged up Miner gets a bit more damage here for GameWith. They're still in it, but OP.GAMING is about to take down
with
this
the poison.
princess.
Yeah, they have the poison and snowball logs, so that tower is basically gone. Even going to use.
Oh no! Oh no! That rocket missed the balloon.
Rocket.
That's not good. They still have the E-Wiz at least.
They're gonna take it down.
Oh my God!
But that is a big hit.
Woof. Oh boy, some 2 misplayed spells here, 1 by each team. Now, FOB's still able to make the defense work here well enough.
So GameWith, they want to push a little bit further with the Rage. Miner right next to Inferno, want to get the balloon into the tower with that freeze.
Here comes the Lumberjack
too.
Oh my God, the snowballs are able to push it back though. And they could get the Dark Prince in there. They just need one more spell,
Perfect defense away from that Miner, but the poison is going to finish the game. OP.GAMING, they end up winning. But that was close. Some big mistakes happening from both teams.
Oh my God, Kenzumeshi looks like he's gonna have a heart attack, man. Yeah, some big mistakes with the spells there.
The freeze and the rocket.
Yeah. I know that feeling, Kenzumeshi. I know that feeling.
Everyone has that moment. Sometimes does happen from time to time. Of course, in competitive, not as much. And Rocket's one of the hardest spells to actually hit because it travels so slow and it takes a long time. This freeze.
Like, I usually don't pick Rocket like in draft or something. Not because like I think it's bad. It's because I'm bad with it.
That snowball push was great. Having Lumberjack 1 less damage, one more single damage from the Lumberjack would have been a tower down.
Right.
So that's basically saved OP.GAMING's life there.
Ooh, that was so close.
Look at Kenzumeshi's face.
Kitya-san has just got a huge smile. He's just laughing.
I'm pretty sure
He's like,
Kensumeshi is
dude.
the one that threw down the rocket.
Yeah, I think that's probably that's probably true.
But we're moving. Game 2. Game 1 had some upsets. Some weird moments. Shouldn't have that too much.
No, I don't. You don't see that. Like, you see a mistake every once in a while like that, but not 2 in one game. 2 big ones in one game. We're gonna stick with the same kind of thing here.
And similar story for GameWith. Responding with Lumberjack Balloon.
Yep. All right, let's give you. Okay, they do get the Inferno Tower down for that balloon.
Good wait onto that giant snowball for those skeletons to be popped.
Was that Electro Wizard necessary? Okay, this time the rocket does get the balloon. They're gonna have to push it back with the snowball as well.
They also have Zappies, just in case there's another balloon later on. And they have a lot of spells that can knock the balloon back, even if that rage is on it. So the problem and what's going to make it hard is that rage, because it speeds up the balloon. For the rocket to hit the balloon, it might be a little tough.
Yeah, you got to predict a little bit more that balloon's going to go a little bit.
Yeah, even if you hit it, it might knock it into your tower because of that speed boost.
Yep, and this time they've got some bats up there as well. Okay, now you've got the Ewiz here. The rage does come down. There's a poison here as well, and that balloon does not get there to do its drop damage.
Still the death damage, and the poison from GameWith is going to connect to the tower, so it all stacks.
Much cleaner game so far here from GameWith. Good adjustments in between match. They didn't really need to change their deck up. They just needed to get the cycles and their play style more lined up here.
Yeah, Skeleton just gone from the Dark Prince and the bats, Mega Minion, but the Miner has been doing damage for about 15 seconds or so. A lot of chip damage put in just from that attack.
And the Zappies don't really do much damage, especially when there's a Lumberjack there to chop them down.
Slow and have doubled that balloon. They're really ready to have that freeze, but a single rocket, some value trade there.
Great rocket. That's huge. And now you can see Ken Smeshi is feeling it up there. Giant skeleton gets taken down, but you will get the drop damage, but a great log to take out the skeletons.
Compared to that game with the close to no damage on top left Princess Tower.
Yep.
Because of that great rocket hit.
Yeah, you can't double up on the balloons now. GameWith. Ken Smeshi's feeling his rocket play.
So I think a good way is to have one balloon as a bait and then use the freeze if you can, and use the freeze at the second balloon. I think that's the best way possible.
Oh, and there's just so much in the way of this balloon. They're not even going to be able to get to use the freeze. This time, all right, a big push coming in here for OP.GAMING, but it gets taken out. Wow, that got obliterated.
Yeah, both the Lumberjack dropping rage on top, not really being used by too many units from GameWith.
All right. Miner's going to get a little bit of damage. Placement on the Lumberjack and the guard's not quite there.
Not that perfect, but still, as long as they can go for one big push.
There's just so much that gets in the way of that balloon. All those bats and the Mega Minion.
The Musketeers still survives.
Log and a Dark Prince here to back that off. Now they've got some bats here to distract this tower.
Exactly, so that Inferno doesn't connect directly to the balloon. The Zappies out of that freeze will finish it up. And also the other Princess Tower.
This is really close. It's going to come down to who can cycle through all this, but the rocket is available.
GG. OP.GAMING 2-0. Rockets, and rockets. I summed the first match.
He did it. It was, I mean, it's funny because we talked about the rocket as being like the big mistake almost in that first match, and then Ken Smeshi did not miss a single one.
Yep, big playmaking moment. 2 balloons, 10 elixirs. Oh, it doesn't take from one rocket, it doesn't go down, but it's maybe 5% HP.
Yeah, there's
left
like
on balloons.
Basically nothing left. It's
so for a 6 elixir rocket, you're getting so much more elixirs for your team, and I think that was the moment where OP.GAMING thought, okay, got a gigantic lead now, about 4 elixirs.
Exactly. And they were able to get the death damage on those skeleton barrels just enough to kind of chip away at it. It just is kind of an annoying unit. You can actually use it to kind of block the balloon as well. But they were mostly using the Mega Minion and bats to do that. But, you know, you can if you absolutely are desperate.
Yeah, balloons. Of course, Tornado is banned. So balloon, you think you can just go in and freeze. But when there are Zappies, Electro Wizards, so many stuff that are having the mini stun so that the balloon doesn't really go directly.
Yeah, I was pretty surprised to see GameWith try the exact same setup, basically, because of all the stun and anti-air available in what FOB.GAMING wanted to run. It's just was so hard for them.
It's also tough. GameWith, they want to have the death damage from the balloon hitting the tower at least, or connecting to the units of FOB.GAMING. So if they switch lane, the death damage, they can have some chance, but it takes a lot longer. And it doesn't do the damage even if it doesn't connect to the tower to the units that FOB.GAMING wants to push. So that was really a tough choice for GameWith to really win the game because they were losing really hard with those balloons.
Well, now it's up to Royale, who beat Benzer last week 2-1. So this is going to be a great matchup, I think, between him and Jack. I mean, you beat Benzer, you got to be coming into this with a lot of confidence. And of course, Jack is just one of our most fun, talented players to watch here in Clash Royale League Asia.
Brought down Onion from Kicks.
Yep. Jack
having a lot of wins against Rad, True Fast. But against Benzer and Rhea, had 2 losses. And against Rhea, I believe that was one of the recent one, just last weekend. Let's see.
So last time, Royale played a couple games of P.E.K.K.A. against Benzer. They mirror matched each other. Well, not mirror matched, but he played the exact same deck 2 times in a row, and so did Benzer. And he lost the first one, took the second one. Then he came back with a Royal Hogs Barbarian type deck, kind of like a spam deck where you're just trying to like overwhelm.
Split two.
Yep. So let's see what he wants to bring this time against Jack, who's known for mostly cycling.
And the bans are Tornado, Miner. Jack on top from FOB.GAMING, Royale in blue at the bottom from GameWith. So Miner Tornado ban
I was
calls
just about
for
to say,
Royal Giant.
Jack's got to go for firing mode. That's his signature move. Royal Giant? Yeah. Could be.
With the log, I don't think so.
Not in the top. I mean, yeah,
it's gotta be cycles.
Yes. There's that Hog Rider. Skeleton Army.
Skeleton Army.
Oh. Since Jack
Royale ready for it, but there's a log.
Yeah.
It was just thrown down before.
With Lava Hound. I think mostly when we've seen the Skeleton Army before this season, which isn't often, it isn't used a lot because of how flimsy it is, especially with the range and radius of Giant Snowball.
Yeah, with the Lumberjack. Lava with lots of dragons. With
oh! Yes! We got it!
How many dragons do we have in the air?
Oh my god. Bats as well here to counter.
Is this King of Thrones?
Oh my god.
What's happening?
This
the
might
King
just
Tower
be it.
is taking damage. Still the cloned ones, and that's gone.
God.
A game in a minute.
What?
What did we just watch?
One of the fastest games of Clash Royale you will ever see in the competitive setting. I don't know if I've ever seen one that's got to be some kind of record. That was crazy. Jack had a smile on his face the whole time too. He knew it. He's just like, "Oops, I wasn't ready for this." That's the closest you're gonna get to cheese in Clash Royale.
It is true. Let's take a look at the replay. There were little lava, little baby dragon, but no. After the Musketeer, no other anti-air. It seems like.
No, there's nothing.
Jack was back for the Ice Spirit, but I think the spell is the big one. If he had a snowball, he should have already thrown it. But Jack has a log instead.
1:33 left on the clock. Just crazy.
Minute 30 game.
Jeez. Man. That's like you only get those games when somebody like quits like halfway through the match. Like, nah, I don't want to play.
Yeah, when the first Princess Tower goes down.
Yeah,
That's
they just
usually
stop.
when it happens.
Yeah.
It's when you tap onto the home button. And then, okay, I'll move out.
I'm gonna wait.
Okay, Jack did not have the right spell for the clone, and even some Electro Wizards are just enough for clones oftentimes. But deck choices, of course, are tough. Sometimes can have games like that. Roll up around with a nice 1 victory. Let's see if he can close off the set, or Jack comes back into big fiery emote.
All right, Hog Rider of his own from Royal Podon. Inferno Tower.
That's what he was saying. I got my Inferno Tower.
Yeah. Princess. And the bats immediately placed behind that. So only one shot from the Princess.
Yeah, can just be the log bait. I think Jack had log bait last game too.
Yeah. Probably something. Well.
Yeah, with the Goblin Barrel.
Maybe. Yeah. This looks like the...
Yeah, with the Princess, we do expect that to come out, but there can be some differences.
And this looks like the possibly the Earthquake variant. And there's that Goblin Barrel from Jack. Gets wiped out.
Good wait onto the position of Goblin Barrel. Wolferon has that good sweep from the Bar Barrel. Too many barrels in this game.
Too many barrels.
But it's okay.
I know, they are fun, except, yeah.
Except that Barbarian Barrel is everywhere.
Yeah, it's just everywhere. I mean, Skeleton Barrel we don't see very much. Goblin Barrel we don't see. We see it sometimes. But
Yeah, and my level 11 Barbarian Barrel is not doing too well
No.
against all the level 13s.
No. No, it's a really good card because it's almost as like a log unless you get a Barbarian. I mean, obviously,
so
can't do tower damage, but
with the Goblin Barrel with the buff, we see a lot of that positioning right on top, or right towards the bridge, I would say.
Yep. Good placement there on the Goblin Gang by Jack to avoid the Earthquake.
And Rollaparon was sort of expecting the Inferno Tower against the Hog Rider.
Yep, that's a pretty good
Uh-huh.
barrel. Gets quite a bit of damage.
So Jack knows, okay? Barbarian Barrel, Snowball. Those two are the ones going to be putting threats on my Goblin Barrel.
Right. Ooh, good Knight placement.
Buy some more time with that Inferno.
Uh-oh. This is a pretty healthy Hog Rider. He does get the Goblin Gang down.
And scratches his head, saying, okay, that wasn't the most perfect one. It was a lot stronger than I thought.
Princess down here as well. The Knight coming in. Earthquake predicted, but no Inferno Tower this time, but it does get quite a bit of damage.
Yep, was not in cycle till now. It's a lot more elixirs to put down too.
Very good. Barbarian Barrel there.
You want to use your maximum range away from the Knight and Princess.
This time the Inferno Tower is out already, but so is the Earthquake. That is a very healthy Hog Rider. Jack is in trouble, but he is able to clean all that up.
Earthquake has been chipping some damage into the tower. Compared to that, Jack's Goblin Barrel, not too many. When the Inferno Tower is not available, that has been the damage output.
Oh boy. Oh boy. That is it.
And Rollaparon is going to take Jack down. 2-0. One clone, one Hog Rider. That's all it takes.
Yeah, he just bopped Jack there. That was fast. That did not last long. That was probably the quickest 1v1 set I can think of.
Yeah, one of the quickest in set. Just having that 2-0. 2-0 for 5-Gaming and 2v2, 2-0 for Rollaparon for GameWith 1v1. And Jack, even though he was trying to find some dents in the defense of Rollaparon, he was just ready. Giant Snowball, Barbarian Barrel, with his own set of hogs with Valkyrie. It was tough for Inferno Tower and all the Jack's cycle to defend perfectly.
Yeah, this is the clone that shocked the world. Rollaparon just smoking through here.
I mean, what can you do against that many dragons?
No, it's just too much. You don't have any, you're not going to be running an E-Wiz in there. Probably not going to be running Zap. You don't. Apparently, you didn't have Snowball back there either, so you don't have any really great answers. And then, you know, here, it's just, there's just so much available in Royal Poron's arsenal to deal with that Goblin Barrel, which is basically, you know, you're trying to make that your main source of damage. But you have Snowball, you have Barbarian Barrel, you have Valkyries, you have Archers, Bats. All of these are pretty darn good at defending.
It is totally possible. No, that's too all-in, but Jack could have had Log and another, maybe an Earthquake with that Hog Cycle the first game. So he had no anti-air spell, basically.
Right.
You can, it's uncommon, of course. We did not get to see the entire deck from Jack in the first game.
Well, we know Jack really likes the Log. I'm kind of surprised Jack didn't ban Barbarian Barrel again today.
That's what W5D1 usually does.
Right.
When Jack's on that 1v1, but here comes King of the Hill. Yuihiro, Roll Up Around, Rakitori. Okay, they're keeping up with that Tornado Ban the entire day. Kita-shan, Jack, Kenzumeshi, and a Prince Ban coming out from W5D1.
Yeah, so won't see any of the double Prince Giant stuff. You won't see the Prince Golem decks.
But still, Dark Prince with P.E.K.K.A, Battle Ram, still very nice one to pull out, even though we did not see too many of those.
And you can do Dark Prince with Golem. I've seen that. There's some other crazy Dark Prince can go in a lot of different decks in a lot of different scenarios. All right, so it'll be Yuihiro versus Kita-shan to start with. Kita-shan has 1-1 in his King of the Hills. He's only played 2 games. He beat Alpha from King Zone, lost to Nuri.
Actually, Yuihiro's
this is
first ever King of the Hill.
Yeah, this season. And he hasn't played any 1v1 sets either. Literally, Yuihiro has only played 2v2. So this is, let's see what he's gonna bring for us. I have no idea.
We will see. Because we've been seeing a lot of blue cycles. And some all-ins from Roll Up Around. Let's see, his teammate is willing to do something similar.
Or are we just gonna go back to Royal Giant?
Very likely, because Prince is a ban, Tornado, Royal Giant Furnace. You don't really need that. Yeah, Royal Giant Furnace, Baby Dragon, Mega Minion, Barbarrow, E-Wizard, Guards or Lumberjack, Lightning. So there's no change in that.
Yep, just about every version of Royal Giant is available except for the one that's with Ice Wizard and Tornado because Tornado's banned. So everything else there is available. Lots of different things they can pull out here. Let's see what they've got. This is the first game of the King of the Hill, our last set of the evening.
Kita-shan in red on top for W5D1. Yuihiro at the bottom in blue from GameWith.
Barb Barrels, cycling. A Hog Rider from Kita-san. So W5D1 continuing with their cycling tendencies.
And with Lumberjack, Balloon or Royal Giant. Usually.
Yep.
That's what we see.
Usually. Could be a Golem too.
Ah, yeah. You're right.
You never know. Like, these 3 cards are played so much, you're just kind of like, well, I don't know. There's a Furnace.
Royal
so
Giant.
Now it really feels like Royal Giant.
But Earthquake can be a big harass all the time, chipping some damage to the tower. Yuihiro's not too happy. He's got to have some Fire Spirits to back that Royal Giant up in case there are lots of small units, bats, barbarians, all sorts of units like that.
Yep, this is going to be a very dead Hog Rider before it even gets to the tower. The cycle timing was good for Yuihiro there because he just needed to get a card down, so he puts the E-Wiz down, and then he's able to throw the Lumberjack in front of it. That slows up the Royal Hog, but that's not a Royal Hog, it's a Hog Rider.
All those hogs everywhere.
Yep. There it is. Ye old Royal Giant. Most likely a Lightning on the end of this. So that Inferno Tower that's
Bats
most
on
likely.
the left.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hog Rider, yeah.
So Kita-shan really powering down of that Royal Giant push coming from Yuihiro.
Fire Spirit's able to help deal with all that as well as the E-Wiz.
but it doesn't set up along with the Royal Giant. And Kitashan gets what he kind of wants. No damage from the Hog Rider though.
Yeah, this is perfectly doable for either player. They're just going to have to find a way to break through each other's defenses here. Now this is a slightly bigger push. Those Fire Spirits make quick work of those Bats and that Barbarian. But now the Royal Hog does get, oh my god. The Hog Rider does get through.
Kitashan on full elixirs, drop that Inferno Tower.
Yep, you're able to drop that Valkyrie in behind the Royal Giant. You get
Heroes
one
waiting,
shot.
waiting for that lightning. The Hog comes, Furnace. So this will be the cycle. Let's see if Hog can actually do a little more damage. So far, Yuihiro's lightning does a lot more.
Yeah, that time the defense was better from Yuihiro. He got the Furnace down, and then he got the Barb Barrel to get the damage onto the Hog Rider, and then the Barbarian was right there on top of the Hog Rider. Because last time the Hog Rider ran away, was able to run away. Ooh,
knocked out the Baby Dragon.
And there's the Lightning as well. So that's a pretty healthy Royal Giant. And
Hog
Hog
getting a few swaps. 2, 3.
Even trade.
Overtime, the first ones to take it down. Towards direct damage, lightning can be a big hit. Every single stack of lightning, 307.
Yep.
So that's within 3 lightnings.
He's going to try to build up for a push. That is really good Furnace placement because it is outside of the range of that Earthquake. So now he's got the Royal Giant. The Barbarian comes out in front to help. I don't know. Couldn't tell. I think the Inferno Tower locked onto the Royal Giant, not the Barbarian there. It looked like it based on how fast it got.
Yeah, it looked like it was locked onto the one on top of Royal Giant, but still doesn't matter. And
oh, great snowball! That is a great snowball.
And with an Earthquake, that is game. Just predicted snowball because he knew that any kind of unit will be knocked away. That's the power of Hog Rider these days.
Yeah, if you can keep units off the Hog Rider for just a little bit, especially if like it's not close to the tower. Like if you can knock it away because it's so fast that most units can't catch up to it. We saw that earlier where a bit of a misplacement on a Barbarian barrel there by Yuihiro ended up allowing the Hog Rider to get through right there. Because that Barbarian is too slow, the Hog Rider runs away from it and gets a couple hits.
It's the winning or losing game moment. Kitashan, if he let an attack onto the same right side, your hero is always going to get better value off of that lightning, doing the damage onto the tower, having an easier time deleting that Inferno Tower because there will be at least few more units along with that Royal Giant. So Yuihiro ended up making that choice at the very end, but I think he should have done that a little earlier. Even though the left side tower has more HP, he wants to stack his attack. Even with the lightning, Inferno Tower does survive. And then last 0.5 second, last second of that Inferno Tower damage is what matters the most.
Yeah, and even with the lightning, you still need something else in front of the Royal Giant because it will.
It still survives.
It does enough damage that basically the Royal Giant might get one shot off, depending on what else you've got going on in front of the Royal Giant while you're defending it. But otherwise, yeah, it's really hard with the Royal Giant against an Inferno Tower.
That's why Hog Cycle is a lot cheaper, and you can force the opponent to basically not push with the Royal Giant. The one having that Royal Hog. You got me now.
I'm sorry.
The one having the Hog Rider can be the one choosing the lane where he wants to attack. And the opponent basically has to defend against the Hog Rider, going straight to the Princess. So that was a tough one. Kitashan able to have that game.
Yeah, I liked the variant we saw earlier today with the Electro Dragon.
With that Royal Giant?
Yeah. I like that
one.
With
the lightning.
Yeah, against these faster cycle decks that have Inferno Towers, I like that. I like that option a little better. All right, game number 2. Kitashan won game number 1. So now it's on to Ponos, who won the 1v1 set very decidedly against Jack. Ice Spirits and a Goblin Barrel here from Kita-san. Good log. Takes all that out. And
Minor law combination for Royale.
Yep. And a Valkyrie. So see, there's the Dark Prince. This might be spell bait with a Dark Prince instead of a Prince, possibly. Yeah. So we've been seeing the Prince a lot on the spell bait decks. This looks like it's just going to be a little bit of a change up here. Skeleton placement, not the best.
Had to put down the skeletons for the next card to come out.
I think, don't you typically want to put on the outer corner, the outer top left corner, because that's the last one that the Princess Tower goes to when it cycles through its targets on Goblin Barrel, right? Because it starts in and then goes like clockwise, I think.
I know what you're talking about, but are you talking about the skeletons placement?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
And you do want to get that. As long as you defend it okay against it, it's okay.
Ooh!
So,
The log's a little late though.
yes. If it was before the patch, it wouldn't actually hit it.
Ah, yeah. Right.
Yeah,
Right.
because that barrel drops down just a little earlier, and then with that log, you expect to clean out the ones on the bottom of the screen if you split 3.
Yeah, really good poison placement by Rotopodan. He gets the Princess and a lot of that Goblin gang so they don't get through to get their damage. Here comes good log timing that time by Rotopodan. All right, just looking to really quick cycle here is Rotopodan.
Can also be had some log bait Valkyrie with some heavier spells, but with this poison, had some Teslas and not likely the Dark Goblin here with Electro Wizard already on position.
Yeah. Ooh,
Good weight.
good weight. He could tell by the way that that barrel was flying in the air.
It's a little higher.
Yep. The poison, the minor poison, getting it done here so far for Rotopodan. He's up just a little bit. There's that rocket from Kita-chan. Able to cycle into that.
Perfect hog. Perfect log.
Ooh, good minor. But now there is a Dark Prince there as well. Good timing with that Ice Spirit, knowing that that was going to land on the minor. Able to drop the Dark Prince right next to it. That is a very dead Dark Prince, though.
How can you cycle a little better for extra damage?
Right. Just needs to find a way to get a minor. There
connects.
you go. There you go. Minor connects. That's bad.
Just a few more. And Royale got Valkyrie with that Ice Spirit perfectly against that Dark Prince every single time. Doesn't really need to worry about the princess right now.
Right. These log timing's excellent by Rotopodan.
454.
Ooh, no, it goes to the Dark Prince.
But
Oh.
Electro Wizard.
That's going to be it. The poison will do it here for Rotopodan. I don't think there's enough time.
And with the last tick, Poison will finish it 2-0. I mean, never mind. Royale comes back. I was still thinking about that 1v1.
The 1v1 set came back to haunt you.
That impact that I got from his 1v1 was too big.
The ghost of the 1v1 set comes and haunts
Yeah,
G-Clef,
Kita-san showed the...
because he's mean to poor people.
That's not right. I'm one of them. The Kita-san really showed the power of Goblin Barrel in this meta after the patch, and really fiddling with the mind games and the placement of that Goblin Barrel. Sometimes split, sometimes all the way in the front, a little bit on the back, making sure that the opponent is thinking about the log position.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that.
It's just, yeah, it's just, you know, all you needed was the minor poison stuff, really. That's all you're just trying to trick your opponent into situations. And then something like this ends up happening where there just isn't enough defense available. And the E-Wiz comes in, and E-Wiz hits pretty hard.
Yeah, E-Wiz actually came from the fact Royale wanted to remove the princess onto the other side. E-Wiz was all the way towards the center. One left so that it connects into the attack. after removing the princess, which connected directly to the tower. So that was sort of made by Kitashan's princess.
Yeah.
Pressure onto the right side.
Yeah. All right, well, we're moving over to Jack.
Jack is back.
He is back. He's got a rematch here with Rotoporon. Can he find a way to turn it around here for his team? Rotoporon looking extremely good for GameWith. This guy is on fire.
He's not stoppable today. But Jack is back for that rematch. We're having a lot of cycle decks. Spell baits from OP.GAMING.
Well, it's Japan versus Japan.
Well, Japan does like to have a lot more in cycle, quicker cycle decks, and lots of Goblin Barrels compared to Korea and compared to Southeast Asia for years.
The Goblin Barrel hasn't really fared too well here today, though.
Yeah, because of Log, because of Barbarian Barrel.
Right. There's just too many teams or too many players like to run these spells like those, and Snowball as well is so prevalent. Giant Snowball is also very good at dealing with that Goblin Barrel. All right, Jack is using his traditional emote.
The rematch.
Ooh, a tombstone here from Jack. So this is probably not a cycle deck here from Jack. No, he could surprise me a little bit.
Still not the biggest of attacks. Royal Giants already. Giant Skeleton. All right, not too good against the Royal Giants. Still takes a couple of hits.
Yep. And that is going to be enough damage to prevent the death damage from reaching the Princess Tower from that giant skeleton. Ooh, that Mega Minion. He gets a swipe. The little things adding up here for Rotoporon today.
So what is Jack trying to rage with? Can be Giant Skeleton, but unlikely it's going to reach all the way to the tower because of that speed boost.
Yeah, and you don't have Tornado available to keep stuff off the Giant Skeleton.
So look how much Jack wants to keep that Tombstone out because of the Furnace. He wants to remove some Fire Spirits.
Right. Tombstone's a nice way to do that for sure.
Could just be the Graveyard.
That's what I was leaning towards.
Yeah, with the Tombstone it seems more likely, but there are a few other units with that rage. You gotta use that rage for some other pushes.
Right. Giant Skeleton here.
Yeah, with the balloon.
Ah.
The second Furnace comes down onto the right side. And with that rage, will that be enough damage? Oh! Just before it lends the...
Just short. The guard up in the top left.
That was actually really close. Look where it exploded.
Yes. That's literally as close as it gets. That guard up in the top left got an extra hit as well. So again, it's just these little things that Rotoporon is able to do. Slight advantages that he's finding to get ahead.
Unless the final spell is freeze from Jack.
Could be.
Which is possible, but unlikely. That Giant Skeleton's going to be a fireball in defense.
Yep. So that is a very dead Royal Giant. He is not able to get a shot off. Barbarian Barrel dies really quickly that time. Did not get the Musketeer like I think Rotoporon probably wanted there, but this is a big push here. Having used the Furnace to draw away these units, they get raged up.
So even a good knockback onto the Mega Minion. So the balloon connects! So Jack had that red Giant Snowball pushing the Mega Minion to the left side, keeping that balloon alive.
And this time, Barbarian Barrel finds its target.
Rotoporon, very likely he has a Lightning. Does he really want to use that in defense? No, you want to pair that in with Hero.
And he doesn't have a great target to really use it on an offense. You can hit the Musketeer or the Lumberjack. That's kind of your best option, and you hope that the Tombstone's down, I guess, as well.
Yeah, Tombstone is, compared to all the like Furnace, Inferno Tower, it's a lot less elixir. So with Lightning, you're getting some less value out of it. You gotta really connect to the tower every single time.
Yeah.
But the Giant Skeleton is somewhat stopping Rotoporon from using that spell.
And he's also gonna slow up the Royal Giant here. from getting through, so this buys him time.
Okay, lightning.
There it is. That's a good lightning.
But the death damage might be enough.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Now you've got a raged up balloon coming down. You do have the E-Wiz and the furnace available.
Yeah, good fire spirits, both of them going in.
Not the end of the world there. Looks like Rotopodon has found another way to defend this for now.
But Rolopon would love to have that lightning damage connecting to the tower, not just a set of units. That's why Jack's placing everything into the bridge, spamming right there.
Exactly. He doesn't want that lightning anywhere near any of that
This
stuff.
furnace is closer to the tower this time.
Okay, but there is the E-Wiz available, so it does take that down. The Lumberjack chews through that Royal Giant. Neither player able to find a way here for the last, like, 45 seconds to get any damage done to each other's towers.
Yeah, raised ups.
Uh-oh.
Giant Skeletons got to come out.
Yeah.
You got to keep that away from the tower. No way goes into the death damage.
Yeah. The death damage is almost 1,000.
Yes.
Just shy of 1,000. All right. This is this is incredible play between these two players. There's just nothing to be done. Okay, he's just opting to go for it. A quick fireball here and a giant snowball to counter this. That is not going to get anything from that Royal Giant. The Lumberjack going to die, but the rage comes down. Furnace once again there, so I think he should have enough here to prevent the balloon from getting in. Yes. And even though death, the death damage does connect.
Yeah, because the furnace is closer to the tower now, and Rolopon was kind of keeping his elixirs.
Only 30 seconds left, so Rolopodon's got to find a way to get through here.
Fireball not hitting the tower, of course. From all the units, Rolopon is looking for that lightning chance.
He's just not going to get it. Jack just keeping the bridge pressure alive, having to force down an E-Wiz as well.
Furnace not even needed for that balloon this time, so getting that amount of elixirs for lightning. Yeah, but not too close. What? The Baby Dragon locks onto the tower!
What? Oh my god! No way!
Just before timeout, and that's game!
What? I thought there was no way.
I almost thought there was no
thought
way.
Jack
After
was
seeing the number after the lightning spell,
yeah, whatever.
900 something
Right.
left.
Whatever Jack cycles to kite that Baby Dragon should have been enough to keep it off the tower.
I think the giant skeleton came just
Yes.
just 0.1 second late, and the Baby Dragon locked onto the tower.
Had to be.
That was a close one where everyone just thought, okay, Rolopon has close to no way of directly winning this now.
This guy's a monster. Rotopodon. I gotta see this.
Because the amount of pressure from Jack with the balloon was insane.
Yeah. And there's
keeping all the units of Rolopon away from that tower.
there was that drop. The one time he got the drop was a huge moment, and I thought, okay, pretty much got it at this point. The lightning isn't going to be quite enough.
Yeah, with the Mega... Okay, that giant snowball pulling it into the tower was the biggest one.
That's the mistake. This giant snowball pushed it forward.
Yeah, and dropped the giant skeleton right after.
Well, it's up to this guy, the rocket surgeon himself,
The Kenzumeshi.
Kent Zameshi, except for that one rocket.
With the timeout, because they only got one life left. And Kenzumeshi is the final one.
Yeah, we don't have any mushrooms hidden in the studio that you can use to get an extra life. This is all you get.
No poison mushroom. It actually also gave me a question, because it looks like a poison mushroom all the time, but it gives you life.
Well, you know how
color.
like in the real world, right? Like mushrooms are often, you don't know if they're poisonous or not unless you're like a mushroom expert, you know.
Unless you eat it.
Right. Well, that's kind of what you're trying to avoid. So some mushrooms look like they're poisonous, but they're perfectly fine to eat. And so that's, I think, the idea there, that, you know.
Aha. Trying to trick all the gamers.
Yeah. Let's go with that. That's what I'm thinking. Ken Sameshi's got to win 2 in a row, though. And against Rotopodon, who is not lost a 1v1 game here. It's too bad he didn't go first in a way, because he could have done maybe had the chance of the 5-0 in a row. Because Kita-san did win that first game against Yui Hero, but he could just go undefeated today, which would be in and of itself absolutely crazy. He is playing so well. GameWith is so scary.
Yeah, with somewhat of luck, coming out from his opponent.
Yeah.
But really keeping up well with the pressure that he's up against. And had all the chances, had the last minute chance that he had, just pushing in everything with the Mega Minion, Baby Dragon, and everything that he had with the Rage from the Lumberjack. Let's see if he's got it. Let's see if he can actually have a 5-0 on one day.
Be awesome and be the second time we've seen it this season. He's sitting across from the guy that did it last time, Jack, but he just defeated him. So trying to work a little of Jack's own magic.
Both players sort of looking at each other.
They're ready, man.
Pretty sure they're good friends. Same region.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they're all friends. Actually, I've noticed like when we're in the back rooms and stuff, all these guys get along really well.
Oh yeah,
they're really like nice to each other.
Yeah,
Everyone.
Even not just the same Legion teams. All
Yeah.
teams in Clash Royale League Asia.
Yeah, they all have a good time. You know, they don't get mad at each other. I've never seen anyone be mad after a match or anything like that.
Well, let's see. Could be the final game for Fog. One more win for Royale is going to take this.
Are we signaling Hog Rider with those Hog Rider question
Or
marks?
are we running down for some
Let's-
lavas?
Let's try to analyze the emotes into what their decks will be.
Goblins.
Goblins.
Goblin cage.
Okay, okay.
Is not allowed.
Not allowed. All right, Dark Prince, Kensumeshi.
Yeah, Princess banned.
And the Mega Minion here, you're gonna need a little bit more than that. All right. Ice Golem.
Cycle.
Oh.
Goblin Giant. Are we going to see that Sparky?
Please. Please, Kensumeshi, please have Sparky. It'll make me so happy. There, ooh. Yep, there it is. Yep. All right, does he have a zap or something like that? Does Rotoporon have something to
Really
stop
good
it?
against the Barbarians.
Yeah, it's great against Barbarians. It's great against a lot of what he has
Yeah,
going on
Barbarians gets barbecued against that Sparky.
there. This poison is not going to be enough to take out Sparky. Sparky has a lot of hit points, but that does it. Yeah, you get the shots from the Hunter at least, hey. All right, couple hits there from that Barbarian. And now we've got a Furnace.
Uh-huh. The
The
Goblin Giant Sparky deck. With the Dark Prince instead of the guards.
Good lightning. Graveyard here from Rotoporon, using the Goblin Giant to kite these skeletons away, as well as you get the Spear Goblins who are throwing in there. So that's really good defense for Kensumeshi. It allows him to set up an attack at the same time. Although this time he wasn't able to follow through with it.
But the next time, we'll be better prepared than Cycle.
All right, there is that Sparky getting set up for it. You're gonna want the Goblin Giant, but he has to drop a Hunter and a Mega Minion on the back there. I don't know if he's gonna be able to get that Goblin Giant down, and that Mega Minion will end up taking out the Sparky before it can really do anything useful.
Skeletons didn't really connect too many shots, maybe one or two.
Enough, though. That's plenty of damage up in the top left. Graveyard isn't my favorite thing to deal with.
But Kenzumeshi's got to really set up along with the Sparky, but Rotoporon can change left and right with that Graveyard all the time.
Right, he can avoid the Sparky lane,
Uh-huh.
which is a huge problem for Kensumeshi in a way. But this time he's able to get it set up because he had the Barbarian Barrel available to wipe out a lot of those skeletons. So now he has got the push he wants. That is good Barbarian placement, but there is...
Kensumeshi expected Barbarians to come down on top of Sparky and charging onto tower.
Bam!
50 left. That's game.
That is definitely going to be it here. You just need that Snowball or Lightning.
With some extra damage from that
Yes.
lightning.
Yes, Kensumeshi. Show the power of that Sparky.
Yeah, good read, because Barbarian oftentimes is used to surround the Sparky, and the opponent, Rotoporon basically was not using that Barbarians for that attack.
Yep.
And Dark Prince covered that up. Nice read.
Yeah, so when you know that the opponent has Barbarians to surround your tank in front of your Sparky, that's when you can predict to put something behind it, like even, like, I use Wizard, but you can use, like, in this case, Dark Prince or something that does some AoE there to do the damage. You could even use the Hunter to do some damage to those last 2 or 3 surviving Barbarians, depending on how it gets placed and the timing of everything with Sparky. Because Sparky has enough hit points to deal with a couple Barbarians for a little bit. And then your opponent has a real problem because they just use 5 Elixir and you've got 3 units, like minimum 3
Yeah, it was
units
a really good deck choice. When the Prince is banned, you can use the guards, but okay, I have my Sparky, so Dark Prince does look like it's gonna work better. Oh, that damage from Sparky onto the tower.
Crazy.
It's a game-changing hit.
It's 1,100 damage. It's the hardest hitting thing in the game. That Sparky charge up. Not a trash can anymore. Ha ha ha.
Oh, yes.
Now GameWith taking their time out because guess what? This is game number 5. Match point. No matter what. Woo.
Yep, Yakitori is up here. And he's up for a challenge because every single time he came up for that King of the Hill,
He's
it
lost.
was just a straight loss. And no other experience on that 1v1. Of course, last year had a lot more results, a lot better results, but so far 0% win rate in that 1v1 can be pressuring as a player, and especially when you lose, you remember those games all the time.
Yeah, definitely. Like those are the ones that stick with you. The wins, the wins don't stick in
Like
your head.
the amazing wins,
Yeah,
like the final moment of a grand finals, yes,
sure.
but the ones that stick to your memory, the brain all the time, are the painful losses.
And maybe you have a crazy game like that 2v2 we saw earlier today where both Princess Towers went down at the exact same moment. Those stick with you, but everything else is just kind of in the grind of everything, and you don't remember. Now some of these players have like, some of these players I talk to them and I'm like asking them and they're like, well, I played this guy like 6 months ago in Clash Royale League Asia and he played this deck and I thought he was going to try it again. So I picked this deck to counter it. And I'm like, how do you remember that? How are you so smart? That's why they're this good.
Yes. They're all smart.
Very smart.
All talented. That's why exactly they're up on the stage in a team. And even though there's this amount of pressure and when you're on stage, yeah, all those kind of actions, and it's part of because you're also nervous on stage. You just want to remove some stress, pressure.
Oh yeah, yeah. You can make some jokes that helps alleviate that. You know, just kind of get your mind a little clear.
I think both players are feeling that pressure. The last players for both teams. Yakitori versus Kenzumeshi. Let's see who is going to take that match win.
I like that one. I like that it went the bandit. All right, Furnace from Kenzumeshi this time. Barbarian Barrel, of course, we see this all the time used to help counter that Furnace. But another Barbarian Barrel as well.
Oh, wanted to get that Fire Spirits in read.
Timing was a little off, but that's okay.
It's okay still.
Bandit can handle it too.
Not quite. We hear the whistle. And
Thought
she's
about it.
Gone with the whistle.
Wow. Did you just try to make a joke with
Never mind,
Gone with the Wind? Did you just... Is that?
Ram Rider.
All right, so with Yakitori... Whoa. Now, Kenzumeshi wants to try that Graveyard deck. Pretty similar.
Baby Dragon, so not bad.
Yeah, this is pretty similar to
once
what...
that Princess locks onto the Ice Golem, it's a problem.
This is okay, though. He's got the Baby Dragon available, so these Barbarians. So basically, he's doing... Kenzumeshi's running the same deck that Rolopodon just used. Like, almost exactly the same. Trying to trick...
Oh, that's into the tower.
Oh, no.
That connected with the tower. Barbarian was just getting out of the barrel. It takes some time, you know. Breaking the barrel, coming out, seeing the world.
Yeah. It's like coming out of an egg, being born. All right. Which things do we have sitting behind our Ram Rider this time? If I'm Yakitori, I'd rather have the Mega Knight instead of the P.E.K.K.A. for sure.
Depends on the other question mark that we have from Yakitori.
Right.
Kenzumeshi really wants to find the hole, and because of unlikely Yakitori is going to have a building, Poison might be a little tough, unless he's going to get a lot of value when his Barbarians and the Fire Spirits are pushing together.
Right, but this is the P.E.K.K.A. variant with the Ram Rider here. So he's going to try to set up for that push. There is Mega Minion in the way, a Lightning here to clean up, of course, all that stuff. And now you've got those Barbarians in the way, and they will make short work of that Ram Rider, as well as that P.E.K.K.A. if nothing else gets in there. It's just a giant snowball. That is not enough.
Yes, both are going to be really good in blocking. Graveyard not really catching too many because of that Baby Dragon, but once that snowball knocks all the Barbarians to make way for the Ram Rider, I think that is going to be the key for Yakitori. And of course, Few tanking the shots from the Princess Tower to get that skeleton damage into the tower. Kenzumeshi is looking for that all the time.
Yeah, good timing with that E-Wiz there to help make sure that those skeletons didn't really get any hits. The Baby Dragon helps to clean up these Barbarians. Yeah, you just got to get that Bandit down in time. Oof. Bandit takes so much damage from those Fire Spirits. Now you've got 2 Furnaces built up here.
Yeah, lots of spirits on fire. Extra pressure all the time. Even the snares, when they go onto Fire Spirit, they don't kill it. So they can take the snare away.
Right. Whoa. Good Barbarian Barrel there to clean up a lot of mess in front of that P.E.K.K.A.
That Ram Rider wasn't even close to reaching any kind of building or tower.
No. No, it was not. Everything is just getting gummed up at the bridge. There is a Lightning there to give Yakitori a slight advantage, but immediately Kenzumeshi wants to answer with the Graveyard. E-Wiz comes down as well, pushes that the Ram Rider pushes the E-Wiz a little bit, but the E-Wiz able to pretty much clean up that Graveyard without much effort.
A good timing when Yakitori dropped a lot of elixirs. Kenzumeshi wanted to connect a few more skeleton damage from the Graveyard. Didn't really happen too well.
All right, I think that's going to finish up those Barbarians, you bet. Still trying to find a way to get this P.E.K.K.A. in there.
Yeah, it comes down to the spell attacks here. Lightning from Yakitori, Kenzumeshi, Poison. But Poison's not going to find too much value. He really needs to find that time to attack the tower and get some value from the Poison.
It's 2 hits from the Skeletons with that Graveyard, but he's got to keep that bridge safe. There is just, it's just so hard for Kenzumeshi to get anything through.
The Baby Dragon's doing so much area damage against the Barbarian. That has been the problem for Kenzumeshi, but he just has to take that all the time.
Right.
His anti-airs, not too many. You can have Fire Spirits and Musketeer, but that's about it.
Yeah, the truth is Yakitori has some great answers for the Graveyard.
Who wants to delete the Barbarian so the Ram Rider connects all the way to the top. Let's see, Graveyard compared to that charges it, and Ram Rider second hit.
Okay, that is a very weak tower.
With
all he needs is a snowball. And that's it.
Yakitori's gonna finish it up. GameWith staying on top. OP.GAMING, they were really, really close, but gonna be down with 2 and 5.
I mean,
painful moment.
Kenzumeshi did really well today. I mean, taking nothing away from him. He played really well in those 2v2s despite that one missed rocket. Then the next game he nailed some rockets. Him and Kita-san taking that 2v2. Goes to the King of the Hill because Rotopodan played out of his mind today, winning 4 out of his 5 games. And then Kenzumeshi did win against Rotopodan, but just could not quite get it there. It's just a bad matchup for that deck. That it's just having that much AoE available, and it's just too much for the Graveyard.
And GameWith certainly a little bit happy. Yu Hero with smiles now after that first tough loss. Seems like he was having some tough moments, but I liked some different type of action today. A lot more cycles, especially Goblin Barrels, because we had 4 Japanese teams playing today. And this is very exciting. We're seeing some difference in style from the region. And I think we can actually really explain and bring it to the viewers of how they're different, why they're different, and what they prefer to play.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, the fact that there is quite a bit of variance between these regions and between these players and the type of decks they like to run and the styles they like to run. But right now, I tell you what, in Clash Royale League Asia, I feel like these cycle decks are pretty effective. We're seeing these work a lot.
Yeah, Hog cycles are really powerful, and look at the scores updated. GameWith with 6 and 1. Chaos Theory, of course, moving up one more, 5 and 2 now. Chaos Theory seems really strong.
Ponos and Chaos, yeah, Ponos, so good.
Brandy Sports, I believe they're playing tomorrow, and they're not losing 2v2 either. So all the strong teams are certainly grabbing their 2v2s or having really strong ace player doing that 1v1.
Well, like we talked about like in the beginning of the broadcast, 2v2s are so important in this league because it's 1/3 of your games. So that's huge. And then if you win the 2v2 and you win the 1v1, you don't even have to play King of the Hill. You're just done. Good job. We win.
Yeah.
So it could be half your games.
That's right. Exactly right. Chaos Theory moving up once again, and a few teams dropping down. And tomorrow,
Ooh.
no Japan actually, because we had all 4 Japanese teams. Korea and Southeast Asia only.
Feels like the old seasons where
I
we're
know.
having regional battles.
And Korea versus Korea, Southeast Asia versus Southeast Asia. We have Brand OG and Talon Kick, Sandbox Gaming, Kings on Dragon X. So lots of strong teams that are actually fighting for their placements in the group.
Yeah, Kicks and Brand the top among those. Talon looking to turn it around. OG and Entis as well. Sandbox really struggling this season. They're 1 and 5 right now. Not going well for them. Some of these teams really needed to turn it around like now. And
yeah, now's the time.
And Detonation did not. They're 1 and 6 now. That's not good. You're not out of it. You could go on a run, and you could definitely come back and make a run and get to the playoffs, but it's getting dangerous.
Yeah, I know. Only 9 more broadcasting days, and not all the teams play every single day. So you have about 4 to 3 more matches left in terms of all the matches that you have left. So you do need to, if you're in the middle ground, you do need to win everything basically to go into the higher ground, in the higher standings. That's exactly what you're looking for, that playoffs at the end of the season.
Yeah, it actually maybe, I'm going to have to do some math here, but after the cast, Detonation might actually be close to statistically out of it at this point. It may actually happen. But looking really good for
and some
GameWith.
really cool day because we got to see a lot more what Japanese like to play in the meta. And tomorrow it will be different. Will it be more golems, more hog cycles? We're having everything in Clash Royale League Asia. But that's it for me, J Clef, Paper Thin. It's time to sign out. See you guys in just a few days. Thanks for watching.